All right. What's good? What's good? What's good? Everybody, it is your girl Tika Deshawn right here at All Things Ruthless, home of the Ruthless Addicts. And tonight we're here for another episode of Crosstalk. With that being said, I want to introduce the panel in the house tonight. We have the Lawrence Report. We have Monique 69 Ways. And of course, we've got VKJ TV. What's good, everybody?
What's up? What's up?
Hey,
What up,
hey, hey,
though? Let's
hey.
go.
Yes,
Listen.
yes.
Yeah, so what just to go ahead and dive on in because we got some things going on tonight. What were y'all thoughts in regards to episode 7 of Cross?
Episode 7.
And we can
Ladies
start with
first.
Lawrence.
Oh, my bad.
Okay,
Episode.
excuse me, ladies first.
My
Okay.
bad.
All right. So in episode 7, I knew it was about to go down in my Kevin Hart voice, right? Because between episode 7, episode 8, that was it. So it got down to nitty gritty, and the last two episodes absolutely did not disappoint me. I was on the edge of my seat. So many so many turns. It was like I thought it was going to be. Episode 7 to 8 was absolutely amazing for me.
I agree. 7. Oof, it had me look over here, then look over there. It's like we having a ping pong match. Like we going to Ramsey, we going over here to this Peter character. It's like okay, it's very intense. So I enjoyed it. Yeah, it definitely had me nervous for everyone in the Cross family.
Oh, yeah. 7 and 8 definitely was the turn up. I mean, you didn't know what was going to happen next. Like, it definitely had me on the edge of my seat. And yeah, it was a great, both episodes were intense to me. It definitely answered everything that we were looking to, it was leading us up to, right? It answered
Right.
it for us. And the twists and turns with Miss Piano Lady, that was wild. So yeah. I loved it.
Yes, it definitely came in with all the shenanigans. I was here for the craziness that went on in this whole cross world. Before we continue, let me thank already dropping these, listen, making it rain. Shout out to Demarcus Vaughn with the super sticker. Not only once did he do it, but he did it twice. So thank you,
Salute.
Demarcus, for the super sticker. We absolutely appreciate you. Shout out to Lighten Up with Letitia. Thank you for tapping in and kicking it with us. We absolutely appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And for those of you that are just listening, we appreciate your presence in any shape, form, of fashion, y'all. So listen, I was like, oh my God, they had me with the bobblehead. Like, what the heck is going on? And he did what? And she, like, my reaction, y'all know I will talk to a movie. I will talk to a show. I'm talking to the character. Maybe they can hear me. And there's a few things that were a little bit different. But with that being said, we've had this moment where Crazy Man, listen, he in there watching the whole video, freaking Ed Ramsey, watching the video of how to basically unalive somebody with the unalivement penalty. He's learning how to use each and every needle. He's learning how to figure out how much of the medication he's supposed to put in every needle. And it's so daunting because she has to listen to basically the fact that I might be leaving this earth in a few minutes by the hands of this crazy man, Ed Ramsey. So, any particular thoughts? And what the lethal injection? That's what it's called. He trying to take her out via lethal injection. That was crazy for me. Any particular thoughts? Well, we'll start with Jay because I know he always talking about ladies first, but we're gonna go from right to left with VKJ started first.
That's how my mama taught me. You know what I'm saying? Be courteous to
I
the
know.
ladies. You know what I
Respect to your
mean? You
mama.
know what I
I
mean?
appreciate it.
Thank you, mama. Shout out to my mama, 80 years old. Anyway, so I like the what you're doing with the word unalivement. So I'm gonna keep going with that. So the unalivement injections and everything like this tells me that this dude is so sick that he has truly studied every which way possible to make this happen as far as the reenactment of the unalivement of that criminal person. Now he's wild, he's crazy, he's methodical, he's insane. He's just like he's trying to do the same thing that was done. And as we see and go further along in the episode, it's just he does it to the T. Like it's not like oh I made a mistake. No, he does it each and every step to the T. I'm just like, wow, this is crazy. This is crazy. I was even more scared for her. I was scared for her before, but now I'm like, she's not making it out, man. Cross, you better hurry up, man. I was talking to the TV too, like Cross, man, you better hurry up.
Yeah, I'm not gonna hold you. I was holding my head like, oh my God, it's about to happen, you know? Like, I'm like, who gave him this video? Is this on the Google? Like, how you get this step-by-step process? Like,
Right.
this is something like a school would have, you know? So it's like, how you get hold of this video? But yeah, he was definitely copycatting for real. Like, he down to the T, every detail. So
Listen, I like just like you're not the only one that be talking to your TV during these movies and shows, because I was talking to my TV as well. I was like, listen, he, like Jay said, he studied other people before him. This ain't nothing new to him. He's just that crazy of the dude to even come up with something like this right here.
Definitely.
but it's not original, so it's like, okay, you just copy and paste.
Yeah, I mean, but in his mind, that's the point. He is a copycat. And he's okay with being a copycat, like the executioner, all the way down to the executioner, all the way down to whatever the person that's giving her last meal is doing. Like, he is methodical about how he is moving and how he is about to send Eileen, quote unquote Eileen, because she's definitely looking like Eileen right about now. And about to, I'm like, oh girl, please come on, Alex, I know you can get us through this, come on. So it was one of those moments. But you know, Ed Ramsey, he does his thing, and poor Shannon, she's there, she has to suffer through it all, y'all. So we're gonna see Alex, and he receives a phone call that oh my God, the safe house has been infiltrated by who? That witness that they had for Ed Ramsey has been unalived. Now, who the heck would know that this witness, White Mike, is in the safe house? And we'll start with Lawrence, please.
It just lets me know that Ed Ramsey, in a lot of cases, you know, this dude right here, well, in this instance, pretty much, this dude right here was, I hate to say this right here, but a couple steps more available and more in his bag than Alex Cross. I believe in the first half of the season, Alex Cross was in his bag, right? But then we saw Ramsey, you know, doing what he did with the safe house situation. He moved up a whole bunch of other levels for me.
Yeah. Monique.
Oh, I didn't know what he was going, but I forgot about this part when with the safe house, and it was only a handful of people who actually knew about the safe house, so I knew eventually he would, you know, figure that out, you know, because there's only a handful of y'all who know. So yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna get to that. It wasn't even a handful, it was really 3 fingers, 4 fingers that really knew what was really going on. So we're gonna move up just a little. So Jay, I want you to address to John speaking to Captain Massey. What the heck?
Ah man, super diabolical. Okay, Massey. Again, I know we talked about it last time. Just the whole listen to my belly, pow pow, he's gone. That was super menacing to me. It was pretty gangster. But anyway, this conversation was, and this is the conversation where she asked him to be the Godfather. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This was so like me knowing what I know, us knowing what she did, and her coming out now like, yeah, you're a good guy, you're the best, and you follow the rules, and it was just like sickening, and just like my stomach was turning. My stomach was turning because I'm like, how you just gonna unalive this dude, turn around and be like, yeah, I need somebody to take care of my baby, and you're the best, and you playing this role like you've done this before. It seems like she's done this before. Like she's done
Mm.
some menacing things. I don't know about unaliving people, but I think she's done some menacing things like on a regular. Like this has been going on for
For
a
sure.
while. So for her to just turn the page and just turn over and be like, "Yeah, you're a good guy. Be the Godfather for me." I was just like, John, man, you such a good guy. You just can't see anything. Like you're so blind to the shield and blind to the authority and blind to the relationship, because he has a relationship with her for a long time. It's obvious. And that's why she's asking him, "Hey, be the Godfather of my kid." You know, so I thought it was just sickening him.
But Jay, if you don't mind, I can ask this question right quick. But if you was working in that type of police department, don't you think that you may have been blind to the situation as well? Or you think that you'll be able to see everything with a crystal clear vision?
Well, me being the person that I am, you know, being blessed with the blessing of discernment,
Oh, okay.
I would probably be blind in the beginning, but over a period of time, I would have to watch and see these moves. He doesn't know what she did, but
Right.
it's just weird how she's moving. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's also weird, you know, yeah, you're pregnant. Okay. If I'm John, I'm like, "Oh, you're pregnant. Okay. How did that happen?" I'm going to ask questions. John doesn't seem to ask a lot of questions, and that's why he's blinded. So when you don't know what's going on and you ask more questions, that's kind of when stuff gets revealed to you. But he doesn't ask that many questions because, again, of his relationship and how long the relationship is going.
Gotcha.
Right. He's not an Alex, so he's definitely
Right.
opposite
Alex would have been all up in it, like, "Yeah, so how did you get pregnant? And when did this happen? And what did he will put it together?" You know?
Right.
That's why they
When
had to get
she
rid of him,
asked
right?
him, I was like, "No, you didn't. No, you didn't. You dirty heifer, you." Yeah, but yeah.
You had all those words for her, huh?
At this point, two Johns should be called one John because he's not always able to connect the pieces. He's definitely not Alex. He follows the lead of Alex, and it's
Yeah.
easy. I'm gonna be honest with you now, and not just trying to turn this on my experience, but working in the Department of Corrections field, you can look at a person and think, "Oh, they would never bring an inmate something. They would never compromise themselves." And months down the line, it'd be the main ones that you don't even realize have compromised themselves. So unfortunately, we're seeing that Miss Massey has compromised everything, even compromised the safety of her child, because dealing with Ed Ramsey, he could snap at any moment and
True.
she would be
That
out of
part.
there.
Mhm.
So
True.
yeah,
And
and
it
this
was
is
all
another
it
one that
was
I was. Oh, go ahead.
I
I'm
just
sorry.
want to say one last thing. It was all noble desires, right? It was pretty noble because she wanted to have a baby with her partner. She wanted this to happen. So I can understand this is something you desire for a long time, but you don't
Right.
sell your soul to the devil for
Exactly.
anything. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't do that with a child, especially, you know?
Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, she made the wrong choice for the right reason, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So moving right along, we got the senator's wife, and she's in the car. Alex just devolves his way into the vehicle, letting lock the door. We got something to talk about. I know you saw something, and thankfully, she was willing, after being making sure her spot was secure. She was willing to say, "Hey, yes, I saw her. I see her face every single night," referring to Shannon. I thought I was seeing something else because I was drinking, but in reality, when I saw the red paint, it was really truly somebody in that house. And so, anybody have any particular thoughts on Cross making, just getting this connection, realizing, okay, let's see what we got to do to fix this whole situation, to work together.
It definitely was a bold move how he hopped in there and locked the door. And I was looking at the senator, right? So I was looking at her crazy because she just a talking and she got one dude inside. And then when Alice asked that question, she's like, "Oh, you can step out." I'm like, he should have been stepped out, sister. Okay,
Right.
sister. And yeah, he should have been stepped out.
Well,
Yeah.
I like the way Alex, in this instance right here, when he's talking about Senator, I think he mentioned also something about, it was something else he mentioned, I can't remember, but he basically put two pieces together. Oh, I remember. He said something about seeing a ghost. He said, looks like you've seen a ghost. And that's when he realized it was a senator who basically has the tea. She has the secret. And he went all out. It's like, listen, I'm going up. Don't care if security around or not. I respect Alex for doing what he got to do, even if that means, sometimes, going over the line per se. But he did what he had to do. So I saw no problems in Alex being ballsy in doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. He definitely, he said it with his whole chest, and it's crazy how little things just come to him. That's why,
Yes.
I mean, now I'm gonna use the word magnificent. Like, this guy is a sheer genius. Give him a little few seconds of quiet, and he will literally put 1,000-piece puzzle together if you allow him to. I'm literally enjoying just watching Alex, get put the bits and pieces together.
Same.
This right here, this moment right here, you guys. I'm trying to get through, everything, because we have a lot to cover. But this moment right here, where was this the contact lens scene, or was this the
Mm-hmm.
yeah, this was the coffee scene where he was trying to force. He
Coffee and
already has
contact
changed
lens.
her eye color to brown from green. And now he's trying to force her to have that last meal, which was supposed to be Eileen's last meal, bruh. That's all you wanted to eat, Eileen? Drink with some coffee, girl. But that's just me and my extra mind. But let's start with Monique. Any thoughts on the coffee?
No thoughts on the coffee, but I greatly appreciated her showering him with the coffee. Okay.
Mm.
I really greatly appreciate it. Like, Shannon is a fighter through and through, and I can appreciate that. Like, she trying to survive, even though she know that it's coming near. She's still fighting to the very end. So
Yeah.
Absolutely. Any other thoughts?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, just like what Monique said, if I'm not mistaken, then she spit that coffee in Ramsey's face or something like that. Yeah, she's different. She's been on a big journey. I don't know if I could survive like she did, but kudos to her, because she is indeed a real one.
yeah. I agree.
Yeah, she's had that whole coffee projectile. It kind of reminded me of what was that? Oh God, The Exorcist, where the demon head spins, and
Oh yeah.
just like, okay, girl, I understand survival of the fittest. You have to do what you have to do, and it's so. I like that Eileen, or I'm sorry, I'm calling her Eileen. I like that Shannon recognizes that if I drink this last cup of coffee, this is it. There's nothing else for him to do to me. This is literally the last meal, and this is the last. I'm gonna be out of here. So she was wise enough to kind of stall, but then he threw at her, well, I'll let you call your parents. And she's like, well, okay. She kind of wanted to compromise at that point, because she wanted to talk to her parents. She wanted to get the last words that she can with her parents. Any other thoughts from anyone
But she should have
in regards to
never.
this moment?
She should have known from the first time. Tika,
Right.
never trust this guy.
I just say, why would you trust that?
Like, never trust him with anything that has to do with liquid or hand sanitizer or anything, man. There's always an ulterior motive with this guy,
Yes.
So I salute to her. Salute to her. I've been saying that all the season we've been covering, that she's brave, that she's just a fighter. Everything that you guys are saying, I agree with you. It's just that you just can't trust him with anything. There's always something up his sleeve.
Unfortunately.
Absolutely. Yep. Absolutely. Shout out to Tamika's Den. Thank you for tapping in, hanging out, kicking it with us tonight as we discuss Cross episode 7. Now, moving this thing along. I'm just going through these images, but have to be in the presence of all of the people who these people really did something, and I'm here innocent. And the only reason I'm here is because I look or I resemble someone that done something bad a long time ago. Like, this has nothing to do with me, Sir Ed Ramsey. Why are you but you chose me? So anyway, just her mind, like you guys saying that, she's full of strength. full of strength. But the power squad is back, y'all. They have come together because Alex has called everybody and let them know, hey, I need you to survey Ed Ramsey, and you too, John. I need you to do what you gonna do. Like, are you in or nah? You know what I mean? So it was one of those moments where I was kind of happy that the squad was back together. I was excited that they were actually willing to listen to Alex to kind of work together to solve this whole mystery of Ed Ramsey. Any specific thoughts? And we'll start with, if you don't mind, Lawrence, for this conversation.
Yeah, for me right here, when I saw this team come back together, I was like, okay, this right here is like a small version of the Avengers, and I'm glad that they didn't even tell the rest of the cops back at the precinct, right? Because for me, also, I don't know about anybody else, but I feel like I could not trust that captain. I'm talking about the white lady with blonde hair. I forgot her name, but I feel like I couldn't.
Anderson.
Yes, I feel like I couldn't trust her, and the team decided basically just to keep everything in house between us 5 or 6 individuals to try to solve this case without having to going back to the precinct. So I thought that was great for them. But like I said, the captain, again, I don't know about y'all, but she just seemed kind of fishy. But of course, we saw the ending, and it wasn't like that. But she was giving me those vibes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think John was leading this squad right here, and Alex came in. So John was leading this.
Right.
And Alex did come in. He was just like, yeah, I'm here. And then you got to remember, he did get some information from the senator about or whoever about the cut on Shannon's face. So she had that Shannon had stalled for time and stuff like that. And John gave everybody their duties, and he told Alex to stand behind. And they had a conversation. He said, do your magic or something. He gave him a folder or something, because you know how Alex do when you get him something, how he read into stuff. So, and then Alex dropped something like about the safe house, how dude got unlocked at the safe house. He said it was only so many people who knew. So he dropped some gems about, and then it had John thinking.
I forgot about that. Yep.
Yeah.
So I was like, definitely.
Yo, John finally thinking, right?
Look, with the help with Alex, of course, you got
this right here was a total display. Agreeing with everything you guys are saying, this is a total display that Alex is a key factor when it comes down to doing anything investigational or anything when it comes down to an operation to take anybody down. Like, he's a key piece.
Yeah.
And once they get through their personal stuff, then everything is roses. But you can tell that John is off. John is off. He doesn't put the keys and the pieces together. He does it a little bit, and based off a little bit of information, then he'll kind of figure it out. But the ultimate, investigative detective is Cross, and it's clear that that's what it is. You know what I mean? And I think John knows that. He appreciates that. He's been working with him for so long. It's just that they got to get past the whole hurtful feelings and emotions and the sentiments and you're not my brother, but you are, but you're not, they got to get past that. So, but definitely key information when it comes down to, how we're going to take this person down.
All right.
Absolutely. I was, even though they were still kind of bumping heads, I was glad that, they're always going to work together when it comes to the better or the better of the good, you know what I mean? For good, for positivity, they're going to work together, but they're buckle up soldiers, knuckle up. It's like that type of vibe. They're going to work together no matter what. Before we continue, you guys, I want to give you guys this. I'm getting country ghetto right now. Specific video, because we have a special guest that has joined us. So before we continue, y'all get ready. No, I'm just playing. But before we continue, let me give you guys this small little video that I have put together, just to represent our guest that's about to come through. Y'all stay locked in. Make sure you guys are tapped in, locked in. Hit that like, hit that share, hit that subscribe. Go ahead and spread the word, because it's about to go down over here, okay? All right, y'all, let's go.
point of no return has been in your rear view for a long time.
I know this ain't about you. Who you working for, Bobby?
If you knew, Cross, you let me go.
Enough. It's over.
You gonna pay for this.
You want this train to stop. Only one of us will survive.
All right, y'all. We have Mr. Johnny Ray Gill in the building. We're gonna give him a second to get his camera on. Hopefully everything is working. But at the end of the day, let's go all around and let's give everybody. I would like for everyone to give their perspective on Bobby Trey. And we're gonna start with first. I'll go ahead and go get this over with. Diabolical, craziest HELL. Out of control. I'm just saying, Bobby Trey is to be locked up in a box. That's all I can say. Lawrence, what are your thoughts on Bobby Trey?
Bobby Trey is calculated, cold, and he got a little bit of hint of craziness about him.
Yes. Yeah, all the things y'all said, and I be low key rooting for him. And Bobby Trey has a soft spot in my heart. Like I be low key rooting for him. I do. I mean, I do. I appreciate it. Hope everything's okay.
Bobby Trey, highly intelligent, ruthless, conniving. I tell you, man, like to me, Bobby Trey, so animated. The dude definitely knows what he's doing. He introduced the world to mambo sauce, okay? Because a lot of people didn't know about mambo sauce, okay? Yeah, what's up, brother? Yeah, so Bobby Ray, man. Coming in a little chat, a little bit.
I want to introduce everybody to Mr. Johnny Ray Gill. We're gonna get this whole Wi-Fi situation together. But he's here, y'all. Drop y'all comments. You may get lucky enough to get your question read. We're limited on time, so we're gonna just we're gonna do what we do. But we see you guys out there in the audience, and we absolutely appreciate you guys for tapping in and kicking it with us right here. We're at All Things Ruthless, VKJTV, The Lawrence Report, and of course, Monique 69 Ways. So in the meantime, in between time, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, share, spread the word. And I know Mr. Johnny Ray Gill is all over the place. Make sure you guys are following him. This man is such an amazing talent. He is on one of my favorite shows. He's had a role in The Underground. He's also been on Grand Crew, which is one of those shows that if you're not watching it, you're missing out on some good content. So thank you, Mr. Johnny Ray Gill. How are you this evening? Thank you for being here. How are you?
I'm fantastic. I'm much better now that I'm sitting with you fine folks.
Hey, we appreciate that. We appreciate that.
Good to see you again, Johnny Ray.
So,
hey, good to see you again, brother. We outside.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely. So we didn't draw any straws, but I'm just gonna have Miss Monique 69 Ways rock out with the questions. Then we'll go with the Lawrence Report back to VKJTV, and then we'll finally finish it all up with myself, Tika Deshawn. So let's go, Monique.
Okay, Mr. Johnny. Yes, I love the character Bobby Trey. I know we don't supposed to root for him, but I'd be low-key rooting for him because he has appreciation for his food. He loves Mojo, the dog, and he don't play about his music playlist, okay? So I want to know, what was the audition process for this character, for you reading for this character of Bobby Trey, a.k.a. Nutty Buddy?
That's hilarious. There was no audition. The role was offered to me. Shout out to the creator, showrunner and creator, Ben Watkins. I auditioned for a show that he did called Hand of God. I was on Amazon maybe years ago. And remember me from that audition and for me. Fun fact in the original script, character is obviously my name. I remember when they told me that, I was like, Peter Hollywood, man, they ain't named the character after me, man. And then sure enough, come to find out that was the case. So if anything, it was really more so trying to figure out what, like, the backstory for the character, where he came from. And, they just gave me a lot of nuggets that allowed me to go through and create what was created.
Oh, cool. Cool.
Johnny
All right,
Ray. Oh, my bad.
go
Go
ahead.
ahead. What'd you say?
Go ahead, Modi. I thought you was done. My
Go
bad.
ahead, Lawrence. You good?
Oh.
Lawrence?
Okay, Johnny Ray, how you doing, brother?
I'm good, fam. How you doing?
Good. This is Lawrence from the Lawrence Report, and I just have one quick question for you. First of all, I just want to know, I know you've been acting in different cities, different states, but are you a foodie? Because the way you just killed them wings and the final episode, I just got to know. You a foodie, brother?
I mean, I think I'm a lightweight foodie. Wherever I go, I got to try something. I got to try whatever the local cuisine is. I mean, I was just in South Africa a few weeks ago and tried warthog for the first time. I tried tripe for the first time. They got ostrich out there, impala. I'll eat praying mantis. If it's a local delicacy, I'm at least try it one time. You feel me? So yeah.
Okay.
But for the show, listen, man, whatever the character do, that's what I'm gonna do. So I found out Bobby Trey liked to eat. So look, we got to get the mambo sauce. We got to get the Shreveport stuff. We got the wings need to be. Just here's what it is.
Okay.
I got you.
Absolutely. Good to see you again, Johnny Ray Gill,
See you, brother.
in the building. Brother, can you walk us through the process that it took for you to get to the point that you were in the hotel doing the dances, going wild, going crazy, while you had the other lady on the other side, she was going nuts? Like, what was that whole process behind, getting that charged up? And were you open and willing to do the dances and get a little bit of naked, like, on screen?
Well, yeah, definitely willing. I think the process starts in the creation of the character. The first thing I wrote down, as I tell people in my notes, is that Bobby Trey is capitalism come to life. Ben had told me that he is entirely motivated by money, and that he fake smiles a lot. And at the time, I was reading the People's History of the United States, and it sounded exactly like how those corporations were moving during the Great Depression, during the 40s, 50s, and up until now. Capitalism is incredibly charming, but also incredibly ruthless. It'll murder you. It'll murder you quick, and then make a commercial about it, and then make you come back for more murdering. So that was the impetus for that. So leading into shooting that scene, I think that's where the dichotomy comes from, right? This incredibly ruthless situation that also pulls you in at the same time. Also in the script, the song Never Ever is actually written in the script. And sometimes I tell the writers they don't know what they write. And that's a song that the alphas probate to, and they step to, they stroll to. So I studied a lot of probates online because for me, a lot of the multidimensionality of a character comes in the subtext. And so for me, I'm like, why couldn't he have been an alpha? Maybe he was doing a job at some point and saw a step team and really liked the moves. Maybe he was, maybe in another life, Bobby Trey was doing show tunes on Broadway, right? So to me, that's how you can allow the depth and breadth of Black people to, exist in the subtext and in the folds of the characters you create. But at the end of the day, brother, you just got to go for it. And that entire scene really, it was one sentence on the page, but it's up to you as an artist to create something. And, shout out to our director, Nzinga. She was just like, do what you want to do. And I was just glad I was prepared.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right, back to you, Mo.
So,
you want to
actually, it's all good. It's all good. We absolutely, again, I'm so humbled that you are here with us, Mr. Gill. So I think that absolutely, I think that Bobby Trey's theme song is "You Could Never Ever." But if you were to walk in the room, what would your theme song be?
Me? Hey, the first thing came out, Go the Distance from Hercules. I love it. I love this song. You know, when he says, "I've often dreamed of a far off place where heroes all with me." So that's the first thing that came to my mind. So I'm gonna go with that. And I'm sure some hip hop was there, something like that, but that hit me first. So that's what it is.
My apologies, Mr. Gill. We got a little interference, and I don't think
Oh, y'all didn't hear
anyone was.
that? I can do it. We take two.
Take two.
Thanks.
Hey, we outside. Take two. We flowing. We flowing. First on that. Can you hear me now?
This is just a side effect of going live, and I think you're clear now. So let's take two.
Can you hear me now? All right, straight. So I said the first song that came to my mind was "Go the Distance" by Michael Bolton from the Hercules Disney movie soundtrack. I love that when I was a kid. First thing in my mind, I have often dreamed of a far. Disney song, and you know, now that we gotta take say Astronomy by Black Star when the Black Shade called that
Yeah, it's breaking up bad. We can't do them like that.
Breaking up bad.
Yeah. Oh, now it's back.
Now it's back.
Now it's back.
In and out. It's in and out.
Yeah.
Take three.
If you want to just attempt to
Three.
take a step out, that's okay. But when you come back, you'll have a brand new question. If you want to just like leave and then like hop right back on, maybe that can adjust. But thank you. We appreciate you.
1 second. 1 second.
Okay.
All right.
Absolutely.
You'll be right here.
But yeah, y'all, Bobby Trey is doing some diabolical things, and I'ma just kind of fast forward to episode 8, where at the very end of episode 8, I knew that heifer Kayla was up to no good. I knew something was not right with Kayla. Do y'all recall the deal that she actually makes with Bobby Trey about give me the loot?
Yeah, I was going to ask him about that. You know, once he comes back, I was going to ask him about that because I was just like, man, she leaned over after she said, listen, you got to hand yourself in today. But then she's like, you know, by the way, wouldn't you like to get paid after you get out after 24 months? And I'm like, what? Where's this coming from? Like, yeah, you know, information that
Ramsey
shouldn't be shared and all of this and that. I'm like, oh, you diabolical too. But again, as he mentioned, capitalism, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like Bobby Trey is all about capitalism, and she sees that also. She's the same way.
Yeah.
So it makes sense for her to kind of like be like, hey, you know what? You're supposed to get paid this, and you know a lot of information. And that last line, he gets the last line in the whole entire show, which is just a classic line. You know what I'm saying? Like data is important, you know, something like that. He'll tell us. But it was very eye-opening, and that's why season 2, I'm looking forward to seeing what's going to happen with them two.
Absolutely.
Let's see if we got this. We got this. We clear?
It's clear.
Take 4. This is what sometimes this happens on set. You never know. It might start raining in the middle of your scene. Now we got to redo the wig. You know what I mean? We got to get costumes. So it just is what it is. You feel me?
Yes.
That's the charm of this thing. So we back. But hopefully the connection is better.
We appreciate your diligence, brother, for real.
Hey, that's no problem. We outside. So where was we at? So theme song. When I walk in the room, I said Michael Bolton, Hercules Disney song. I have often dreamed of a far off place where a hero's welcome will be waiting for me. That's the first one. And then the second one would be some Black Star, Astronomy, Mos Def, Talib Kweli. When he says, what is a black star? Is it the cat with the black shades, the black car? Is it shining from very far to where you are? What is a black star? You, me, all of us. You feel me?
Yes.
Johnny Ray got bars.
Hey, wait for that. Hey, listen, you touching on something, just wait. 2025 is going to show a lot of people a lot of things.
Okay.
Okay.
I was about to say, let me Let me find out you doing some you getting on some track somewhere. Let me find
Hey,
out. Let's go.
crazy part is I started my career as a spoken word poet. I used to
Oh,
perform in Philly,
Mm.
all over LA.
Right.
And so shout out to fellow poet Kamika Williams Weatherspoon. She was a big part of the Philly poetry scene. She saw me performing at a spot and asked me to audition for this play called Jitney. August Wilson, one of our literary legends,
yes.
and that's
Yeah.
what started my acting career.
Oh,
So yeah,
cool. Oh,
so yeah,
that's what's
y'all
up.
people gonna find out. It's all good, all in due time.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. We're loving it. For those of you that are just tapping in and tuning in, we are here with the one and only Johnny Ray Gill, who portrays the one and only Bobby Trey, the king of Mumbo Wings, in the building right here at
AKA
Crosstalk.
Nutty Buddy.
Let's go. So,
AKA Trey
okay,
Cray.
Trey Cray, I like that. I like that. I
we
like
have
that.
Many names for Bobby
many,
boy.
many.
Oh yeah, we've been naming you all
Okay.
season. You know, going
All
through
right,
our
all right, all right, all right. I love it.
like you have been the center of attention in a lot of conversations, brother. Because again, you stand out from everybody else. Like you're
Mm.
not like anybody on the show. That's number one.
Yeah.
Number two, the way that you speak directly to Ed, like you're not intimidated by him at all. Like you're your own man in this, and that's why you stand out because you're not like a little minion just following what he's telling you to do. You know, what about that relationship that you appreciated when you were, you know, reading for him? That you weren't just somebody that was just going to follow what Ed was telling you to do.
To me, that was important for the depth and breadth again of Black characters. This idea that we always have to be in some subservient position, even if we are in a nefarious, predicament. I actually sent the writers and the producers videos of badgers and coyotes hunting together. A lot of people don't know that some animals do this cross species. And as I told them, I said, look, they are hunting individually for their own mutual benefit. And I'm sure if the coyote get out of line, the badger gonna have some teeth for him. He's gonna tell him, hey, look, player, I don't know what you think this is. You know what I mean? So to me, that just makes every scene that much more complex because it's always about what are your own motivations. And I know that for me, I know that the audience is going to be saying, because I was saying, why he working with this white man?
Mm.
What is in it for him? You know, so it goes back to those conversations when you say, hey, he's motivated by money, but for what? And then when you say, I was told that, Bobby Tray's he wants this money so he can get his family's land back that was stolen by corporations and by the government. And so now all of a sudden
Mm.
Oh.
everything is filtered through a different context, right? I even saw my man, the Lawrence Report up here. He was like, "Oh, wait, oh, okay." And so now when I don't get that money in the scene with the at the bank, right? So to me, everything is all about the nuance of what's going on in the subtext and what's going on culturally. To fill out a multi-dimensional person. Our job as actors is to bring forth the human experience. And I think too many times, many of us forget that.
Yeah. I agree.
Johnny Ray,
Absolutely.
quick question.
By all means.
Whenever you got this script right here and you read that the character he was going to be, how deep did you have to go into your mental bag to play this character? Because we know he's cut from a different cloth.
Right. I just like this might sound simple, but I just kept thinking about capitalism, man.
Hmm.
So capitalism will choke you with no problem. So it's easy to choke someone if that's what's in your brain. So I think, for me as a performer, whatever your roots are tied to, that's what you pull from while you're working, whether that's a poem, a painting, or whatever. So if you are like, I don't know, generally playing evil, you're not gonna have any roots. And if you're not like, I don't know, it's gonna be coming from a very, shallow place. So for me, when I'm looking at her in her eyes, like I can almost feel it right now. Like it's that's what it is, man. Like they will, like some of these places will kill you, brother. Like with no problem.
Right.
So when he says I want my money, or when to go to those places, right? That's what I just kept close. I know that in the people's history, one of the stories that really stood out to me, during the Great Depression, the farmers, they couldn't sell some of their goods obviously because people were poor, they had no money, and so they would let the fruit rot on the trees. They would let the fruit rot on the ground. and to prevent poor people from having access to the food, they would have armed guards around this food and just letting it go to waste. That's incredibly dastardly, man. Like, you got to be cut from a different to do some shit like that. So
Yeah.
that's what I
Yeah.
had in my head. That's what I was filtering, everything through. So, you just have, it's a marathon. So just on set, you just keep it close. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
Johnny, what type of roles are you most drawn to? You see,
Fully realized, complex,
ooh,
different. I want to play, I want to play an archaeologist, an anesthesiologist, a zoologist. I could go down a list of all the things, historical. Nothing is off limits for me as long as it's the truth. You know what I'm saying?
okay.
I'll play
Hey,
anything. Rectify. I was in prison and people like, what's wrong with that? I was like, well, that was a dedication to Troy Davis, who was, being falsely executed at the time. So I think when you're connected culturally to the work, there's nothing off limits because it's always about, lifting up Black people, lifting up the human experience. I just hope to be able to do a wide array of things and showcase us in a wide array of light. So,
yeah.
I'll play a janitor. I don't care as long as the script is good. I'm straight. We outside.
Okay, we outside.
Oh,
I got a
absolutely,
question about the
absolutely. Listen,
past
we're
project. Okay.
Say again. Go ahead.
I got a
go
question
ahead.
about the past project, the
Okay.
Underground.
Mm.
Yeah.
Was you upset as like we were when it got canceled after 2 seasons, and how does it feel to be in another show with Aldous?
First question, no, because it's a slave show, and people died during slavery, and
Yeah.
so I don't have a romanticized. That was not a show I was going into thinking we're gonna be doing 15 seasons or 10
Oh no.
seasons. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
that went how that went. It's a blessing to be on another show with Aldous. Our stars have circled each other for a long while, which is crazy. We did, Underground together, and then we wound up being on Rectify together as well. He actually played my brother on Rectify. We didn't shoot any scenes together, so to be on Cross with that good brother is, like I said, a blessing. It's fantastic. He's super talented. He led the company swimmingly. So yeah, man, it was great to collaborate. Hopefully, we got more collaborations in the future.
Okay.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, listen, I was just wondering because at this point, over 40 million views across
Yes.
over
Mm-hmm.
when you received, yes, salute to you guys for real.
Salute.
When you, Mr. Johnny Ray Gill, received the phone call that you were going to be a part of Cross, and we know that Cross comes from some crazy books from James Patterson, and to have Ben Watkins literally, basically in his own vision, bring this thing to life for us. What were your thoughts? How were you feeling when you got the call that, hey, Mr. Johnny Johnny Ray Gill, you coming to play Bobby Trey? Come kill it.
I was excited, of course, but I'm like an athlete when it comes to this. I'm like, it's time to get on the field and get to work. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I don't know if I was gonna play with Tom Brady. Like, sure, that's nice, but I got to catch the ball. You know what I'm saying? I need to go catch the passes. I need to go work on these routes. I'm not about to be doing backflips. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's high five, and now the real work begins, right? So for me, I was excited to be able to get to work and to start researching because so much of Bobby Trey has nothing to do with me. From the drug use, the wearing thongs and cowboy boots, and being from Shreveport and being a detective and former detective, and I can go down the list. I'm shooting. I'm afraid of guns, but he has sniper rifles that fold up and go into backpacks. There was mumbo sauce. I had it shipped to me so I could taste it for the first time. So it wasn't the first time on set. So for me, I get excited about the dramaturgy of all this stuff because it really does mean a lot to me to highlight us. I feel like our representations are so incredibly simplistic a lot of times. When, as we know, even as Black Americans, Black people in Portland move a bit different than folk in Chicago, move different than folk in DC, New York, Louisiana, Mississippi, Atlanta.
Mhm.
It's a whole different situation, and a lot of
Mhm.
times we don't get to see that. And so,
Yeah.
for that to be on Cross with representing DC. I remember when Aldis came in, he said, "Look, this DC Slim." Folks said, "Wait a minute, hold on, that sounds familiar." You know what I'm saying? So to me, I was excited to get started and get to work and get back building. You know what I'm saying? So I was excited for real.
That's what's up.
Whenever you're going out in Hollywood, whenever you're out there auditioning for these roles or whatever, what is a key ingredient that always draw you into the script?
That if it's taking risks and if it's telling the truth. The scene that made me want to do Cross, the dinner table scene, when Samson and Cross reveal that they are police officers. They get into the little fisticuffs at the end. That scene glamorizes policing 99.9% of the time. But at the end of that scene, he said, "Oh, is that how you gonna beat me up? Is that how you talk to the people you arrest?" I said, "Oh, we telling some truth." When
Yes.
Samson
Yes.
says, I believe Samson says in that scene, nobody wants to defund the police. And Samantha says, shout out Samantha, what she goes, Elle says, no, actually we do. We want peace officers. We want other shit besides y'all whooping ass. So, yeah, that scene got me excited because I said, wow, they're brave enough to do this. Where else can we go? What else can we do? So yeah, that's what gets excited. That's what gets me excited when I'm auditioning, when I'm looking at material to do. Yeah.
Gotcha.
I got a chance to speak with you on the Spot Real Talk. Shout out to the Spot Real Talk last week.
Yes,
and brother, you are well studied, right? You know the game. You study the game on all levels. Can you let the people know, because you shared it with them, can you let our people over here know, where did you study? Where did you start? What school you went to and that whole process?
Right. I started at USC. I started my educational journey there. I was only there for a year though because they stole my scholarship money. I always like to say that because, I think the educational system at this point, since it's so much for profit, can be very predatory. It leaves people with a lot of student loan debt and all that stuff. So it's important to shout that out.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I wound up at Temple. Shout out TU. I was in their drama department there. Shout out Kamika Williams Weatherspoon. She looked out for us. My career wouldn't be where it is if it wasn't for her. That's where I started my training. I was a film and theater student there, African American studies student as well. And then after that, I went to conservatory at UCSD, University of California, San Diego, with the La Jolla Playhouse, one of the best regional theaters in the world. Studied there, obviously, Shakespeare, Moliere, the whole nine. Shout out Jim Winker, my Shakespeare teacher. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be where I'm at today. And then after that, it's really just the literature, brother. It's really just the literature, tapping in. You can learn so much from paintings and art museums and reading books. I mean, for Bobby Trey specifically, I actually read the Walter Mosley series, Devil in a Blue Dress. I was told to look at a character called Mouse. And I went back and read those series. They're phenomenal books, by the way. You should really read them. They're really incredible. But the thing that struck me the most wasn't even anything that was said. It was the structure of the book, where Mouse, so in some of the books, he got like half a chapter. He barely in the book. But somehow, the whole time you wondering, where is this motherfucker, man? Like, I got to figure out where he at. So when Easy Rollins says, oh, man, I think I'm going to have to call Mouse. You in your house like, oh, man, I can't wait. And so I said, woo, is there a way to replicate this literary structure on camera? And so I thought about every scene, every word that Bobby Trey would say in that manner. You know what I mean? So it don't matter if I got one word or 10, he has the kind of presence that, leaves you wanting more, reels you in or what have you. So yeah, just the continued studying the culture and all that stuff, and just trying to put the emphasis on the character work and not on myself.
Yeah, because I was definitely looking for where's Bobby Trey? Because it was an episode. I'm like, where's Bobby Trey and Mojo? Where's Bobby Trey and Mojo? Like, where are they at? Like, for real.
Shout out Mojo too. It was fun working with that dog Ferris. She was beautiful, man, for real.
Oh, God.
Exactly. I was about to ask you and Mojo had your own little connection, like y'all were
Right.
bonded to the hip. Was there? And I know
Mm-hmm.
this is an odd question, but was there some sort of time that you had to actually spend with Mojo so that Mojo would become familiar with you,
Absolutely.
or how did that even work out?
Absolutely. Not an odd question. No such thing as an odd question. We should always ask odd questions. That's how you get the information you want. You
Thank
feel
you.
me? But yeah, there was
Thank
some time me spent, especially because she's a big girl now. Dog was powerful. You know what I mean? So we had to go out on some
Mm-hmm.
freezing nights. Pulling me this way, pulling me that. We was coming up with our own thing. But to be honest with you, when we shot that scene, animals are very intuitive, and I think my energy is very different when I'm Bobby Trey. So
Okay.
I remember when I came through the thing, she was running around, but when he looked, sometimes for me it feels like two brains. Where like Bobby
Mm-hmm.
Trey doing his thing, but then oh, the dog is just excellent. Hey, Bobby, I see you. You know what I'm saying? It just it just wind up being
Right.
like a dance. It's like we waltzing, and sometime again, animals have their own intuition. So it wind up we was shooting and it worked. You know what I mean? So we say, "Come on," and then all right. Now maybe if Johnny Ray said, "Come on," she might be like, "Ah, man, you don't know you like that." You know what I mean? So yeah, I think it was the energy, but them scenes was fun for sure.
Oh yeah, that's what's up.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, listen, you guys, we're about to wrap it up with Mr. Johnny Ray Gill. Anyone have any final thoughts or any words of appreciation, encouragement, whatever you would like to give to Mr. Johnny Ray Gill? This is your time. Give it all you got.
I just want to say one thing. Again, second time meeting you. Great meeting you, my brother.
Thank
Keep
you.
up the great work. And congratulations also on everything you've done, but also congratulations on having the last line in that mid-credit scene. That was so
But I was looking for
like,
Bobby. Okay.
I was like, oh, okay, I'm looking for what's next for Bobby Trey Craig. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's gonna
Yeah.
happen? So congratulations to you on getting that last line,
Thank
leading
you.
us into season 2. Keep going, brother. We looking forward to seeing more of you in each and every episode. Not 7, not 6. No,
Definitely.
every episode we want to see Bobby Trey
Yeah.
Craig.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. And I got, like I said, I got 5-10 more minutes if y'all want to answer some questions. I know the internet was going
Okay.
off, so I don't want to rob
Oh,
y'all time.
I just wanted to
oh,
know, in 2025, could you tell us about some of the projects that you may have coming up?
Across season 2, number 1,
Right.
it's coming out at some point. We got an album we're gonna be dropping at some point in 2025. Working on a book of poetry, and I got another film I'm gonna direct called For Colors Only. So yeah, we got some things coming out.
Okay. Okay.
Like, what are some of your short terms and long term goals for career wise in your acting career? Like,
Long term, it'd be nice to win an Oscar. That'd be nice.
hey,
When I was in school, I used to always say I wanted to win Best Picture, Best Actor, Best Director, Best Producer. I
okay,
wanted to run the gamut. But I don't really get into that, I went to
yeah,
therapy in 2020 after the pandemic and the breakup and all that stuff. And I only bring it up to say, I don't think if anyone went back to us in 93 and said there's going to be a pandemic to shut down the whole planet, we would have known about that. So this
yeah,
idea, I don't get caught up in 20-year plans or 15-year plans or 10-year plans. I don't know what climate change is going to do to the world. So there's so many metrics between now. I mean, we
yeah,
were all just on strike
Yeah.
a year and a half
yeah,
ago. The industry
Exactly.
hasn't
That's right.
recovered.
Mm-hmm.
So I try to keep everything in perspective. I try to
yeah,
live firmly in the moment. When I was in college or, early parts of my career, what you got next? And you feel like you have to have an answer. Now I say, I don't know. We'll see. You know
right,
what I'm saying? I didn't know Cross was going to be number 1 in 115 countries. And so
ooh,
because I had no expectations, now you can really celebrate the moment when it arrives. You know what I'm saying? Because you never know how the audience is going to receive something. You never know. You think that one door might open and then that one closed and then a basement. Now you got to go in a basement and around the block and then up a sewer hole and then that's when it happens. So you never know. So I just try to
yeah,
keep that in, perspective. So I try to stay in the moment. You know what I mean? So goals are nice. We'll see what happens.
yeah. That's what's up. Yeah, I get that. 'Cause stuff can happen in the blink of an eye.
Absolutely. And I think a lot of times too, people in the artistry game, actors, rappers, a whole nine, a lot of times they make it seem like I don't know, like we deities is the wrong word, but we get elevated in a way as if we not like regular folk. And
Right.
we like that's what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Um, we're gonna be caught in some of these same things, and Hollywood can be a ruthless place. So you got to keep everything in perspective. Have gratitude, and like I said, I like to enjoy the moment. You feel me? So that's why I said I'm here with you, fine folks. We outside.
Absolutely. Yes,
Yeah.
we're definitely outside without a doubt, unequivocally. Now listen, this may be a little deep, but we got to go because we're learning the
Let's
ins
do
and the
it.
outs of Mr. Johnny Ray Gill, as well as we know Bobby Trey. We know Bobby Trey, Bobby Cray Cray, but we are just trying to get into the ins and outs of Mr. Johnny Ray Gill. Now, this question, at this moment, if there's anything when it's all said and done, what would you, Johnny Ray Gill, like to be remembered for the most?
Um, Off top, I would say being a community organizer and
Mm.
leading us and helping to be a part of the wave that leads us toward liberation. Um, we have a lot of ills on the planet, and so I think art is one of the ways that we can address that, heal that, talk about that, have discourse about that. So hopefully I can move in the spirit of my ancestors, Sidney Poitier, Paul Robeson, James Earl Jones. I can go down a list of people that laid their life, their career. Nina Simone, Billie Holiday. People laid their life, their careers on the line to be able to try to move us forward. So if I'm trying to leave any legacy, it's that.
Absolutely. I love that. I love that 100%. Is there any specific organization that you would like to, shed a little light on or, just inform us about? Anyone that,
No,
we can try to support?
no specific organizations coming off the top. I don't want to get into that, but I will say, you know, climate change is important. Criminal justice reform is important. Reforming the police is important. Voting is important. Uh, Trying to deal with our unhoused situation is important. Reeling back capitalism and fascism is important. Women's rights is important. Trans rights is important. What's going on in the rest of the world with the genocides, is important.
Mhm.
So you should be involved in those things, whatever it is that you're doing, whether you're an actor, whether a postman. I will say that I encounter a lot of folks, especially in my industry, that say I don't do politics. And to borrow a quote from Nina Shaw, politics is going to do you regardless, baby.
Yep.
So
Facts.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Facts.
Yep.
please get involved in your communities, your local communities. Um, we got a lot of things that we need to address, and we can't let our participation and our apathy lead to our demise.
Mm.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Jay, I know you
Absolutely. I
got
gotta
something.
lighten it up. I gotta lighten it up a bit
By all
though.
means, go ahead.
So my guy, I asked you this
Let's
before. I'm gonna ask you this again. Mr. My, have you ever been mistaken for Johnny Gill, the singer, when you were going to audition?
No, never have. Never have. As I told you before, and I would tell people all the time, I'm the son of the bread making Johnny Gill, not the singing Johnny Gill. So I am a junior. So shout out to my pops in Oregon. No
Salute.
singing at all. He can draw though. You know what I mean? But who knows? Maybe me and Johnny Gill can do like a duet on Saturday Night Live or something. You know what I'm saying?
Let's go.
That'd be a fun little situation. Maybe on Wild and Out. You feel me?
Hey,
Wow. Nah.
we not mad at
Two
that.
Johnnies. Two
We not mad at
Johnnies.
that.
Oh
We
yeah, you never
outside. As you
know.
Hey,
said. We
hey, listen.
outside. Let's go.
You never know. You never know. So yeah, listen.
Yeah.
Possibilities are limitless. Limitless. So
Yes,
I'm
ma'am.
loving it. I'm enjoying this whole conversation. We had a few comments in the chat. A lot of people
Please.
just showing love and being grateful that, just to, be able to see you. Somebody was flirting.
Of
Miss
course.
Law have
Oh,
mercy. Candy loves to talk TV.
Whoa.
They
She
love
said
they
her
love you,
man was
Johnny.
Yes, yes, yes.
Appreciate you, mama. Appreciate you.
I had to do it to you.
Ain't nothing wrong with it.
One additional question. This is from Demarcus Vine. Like I
Oh
call
wow.
him friend of the show. He
Long
says,
time
I would
supporter.
love for basically for Johnny Ray Gill, love to see Johnny Ray Gill in a spinoff of Snowfall. For those of you that don't know, he was absolutely in Snowfall. So what are you thinking about
Mm-hmm.
that?
That would be dope. I mean, that would be dope. I guess we gotta talk to Damson about that. You feel me? But that was a fun. That was a fun. Little guest spot to shoot. And again, like I got to be able to represent. My mom, because my mom is from the Bay. Shout out Hunters Point.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? So to be able to tap in and wiggle around in that sauce for a little bit was definitely fun.
Beautiful, beautiful. Listen, well, again, Mr. Gill, I'm not going to hold you much longer. We absolutely
Cool.
appreciate you. We know what you say.
Yes.
Don't put you all on a pedestal because you're, human just like us. I understand that. However, sir, when you come on the screen and you tear it up, you rip it apart, you deserve acknowledgement. So from
Thank
us
you.
at Crosstalk, we're definitely giving you your flowers today. So thank you so
Thank you.
much
Thank
for
you very
being with
much.
us. We absolutely appreciate it. Please
Thank
let
you.
everyone know where they can find you.
Y'all can find me on socials at Johnny Ray Gill on X, on Instagram, on Facebook. So yeah, and I hope y'all have a happy holidays for sure.
Oh,
Yes, sir.
thank you.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
We
You
out.
have
you.
a
Same to
happy
you.
holiday as well. Jay, where the hand clap at? I know you got that little sound effect.
We
Yeah.
got it right here. We got it right. We got the all natural one right here
Thank you.
for him. Salute, my guy.
Thank you.
For real.
Thank you
Keep
so
going,
Thank
brother.
much.
you.
Thank you
Keep
so
going, brother.
much.
Thank
For
you.
real.
And
Salute,
shout out to
salute.
your team. Shout out to your team for
Yes.
helping us put this all together. We absolutely
Yes,
appreciate
yes,
that.
yes.
Shout out to
Thank
James
Appreciate
for
that.
helping
you.
us put this together.
Yes, yes,
Yes.
yes. And
Yes.
also too, I'm gonna leave y'all with big shout out to Portland. Got to shout out to hometown. It's black people up there. You know what I'm saying? Just so y'all know, we there. We there too. We there too.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. All
Portland.
right.
100%.
Yeah.
Shout out to
Portland.
Portland.
It's been a
Shout
pleasure.
out
I
to
appreciate y'all.
Portland.
Thank
All
you,
Shout out
brother.
right.
Portland. We all
Absolutely.
right. You can't see
Thank
it,
you
but
so
okay.
much. Have
All
a
right,
blessed
y'all. Well, I'll
week.
Thank
catch you
you.
on the flip.
All
All
right.
right.
Salute,
Bye.
brother.
Peace
Peace.
out. Salute.
Hey, yes.
Yeah.
Well, y'all,
Johnny Ray. Johnny Ray.
Shout out to
Salute. Johnny Ray.
The
Johnny Ray.
legend.
Johnny Ray,
Johnny
Bobby Trey
Gill.
was in
Y'all
the
dropping
building.
the names.
Okay?
You got to say the Ray
Listen,
because
his mama call him Bobby. His mama call him Johnny Ray Gill,
Johnny
but
Ray.
forever he is now known as Bobby Trey.
Ooh.
Okay,
Yeah,
Bobby
Bobby
Trey.
Trey. Yeah.
Trey
I'm going to
Cray.
call him Trey. I'm going to
He
call him
played
Trey.
it so
Right?
well. He definitely gonna be known as Bobby.
That's it.
So believable.
Salute. Salute.
So
We
listen,
appreciate
y'all.
him.
Let me know the vibe because we running over time, and I try my best to respect you guys' time restraints. We can always come back one more week and wrap this whole thing up, or we can keep talking until it's over with. But there's some highlights that we can kind of go over, which I prefer to do that, just like the
Yeah, let's go
highlights.
over the
Yeah.
Yeah,
highlights.
let's go with the
Yeah, the
highlights.
highlights is good.
Highlights. Yeah.
We should always do that.
Okay. Cool. So not only do I respect the talent's time, I respect my panel's time as well. Okay.
Salute to Johnny Ray Gill for
All
real.
right. Here we go. Let's see. All right. I gotta see where we at. My brain. So this is where Alex has put two and two together and realizes that he's about to take old girl out today. He's not waiting till tomorrow. Today is a specific date on that calendar. Her Eileen was born on a specific day, and unfortunately, poor Shannon is about to meet her demise. We see where this man has given her this is the moment, I believe, y'all, where he has already given her the lethal injection, and she's looking out the window and she's singing and she's literally passing away. Anybody have any particular any thoughts on that moment? Because I was like, oh my God, cannot be happening. Let's start
Yeah,
with Jay.
Okay.
Yeah, it can't. I was the same way. I was like, yo, this is wild. Like, is this happening? Like, is this really going down the way? Like, this is what we've come to. Like, this is crazy. Like, it can't happen. Like, I thought it was over. I thought it was like, dang, man, you missed it, Cross. Like, dang,
Right.
man, we too much talking about feelings and emotions, man. We need to get right to it, man. Dang, you and John got too late. So I was just like, this can't be it. This can't be it. Because then I looked at the time. I was like, nah, it's not over. It's more to this. There's more to this. So let's get to
I
it.
thought it was over for Shannon part. I thought the Shannon part was gonna be over because it didn't get. It was like a psych. Gotcha.
Yep.
I was like, really?
Yeah.
And then she's just singing and tears coming down her eyes. I'm like a bird. I want to fly away, honey.
Chicago, where you said that. I'm like a bird. I'm gonna fly away. All right. It's like
felt-
spoken word.
I felt that. Any thoughts on her, Lawrence?
Nah, they pretty much said everything need to be said. Like, I was hoping that wasn't going to be the ending because I'm like, it's gonna be a sucky ending, and that's the way she's gonna go out. But we know some more stuff happened later in the episode. So
Absolutely. So we find out that, your girl is guilty, and unfortunately, Two John has to walk her through the police department, and she has to face all her co-workers, her supervisor, Captain Chief Anderson is there. She's got to literally do the walk of shame, her and her pregnant belly. Oh my goodness. I really felt the pain, the pain that I think Chief Anderson was like, I can't believe this. Like, how did I miss this? Anybody have any particular thoughts on Chief Anderson as well? Just this whole scene in itself.
Well, we know John. We know the lady was like, you say you don't break promises. I need you to take care of my son, be the godfather, yada yada yada. John was like, yeah, I don't break promises, but if I'm going to do this right here, I need you to do something for me. So shout out to him for being a stand-up guy and making her turn herself in ultimately and reveal how she's been working behind the scenes with our favorite bad guy. So
I like how he came to a place. He was like, we got a tip of where Ramsey is, and she was like, oh yeah, where you spotting him? Where's the location? It's like, do you text when I leave, or do you call or text?
I love that part too.
Then her face like, oh, I'm busted. So I didn't feel bad for her. I just feel for the child she's carrying. That's only a slight bit for the child she's carrying.
Yeah, as I mentioned earlier, you know what I'm saying? You don't sell your soul to the devil for your desires. And I did kind of feel bad for her for slightly, because, her intentions were good. It's just that she was going about it with the wrong person in the wrong way. And she was doing some shady things at the department to undermine and to underhand Cross, and you knew what was going on. Again, it was a shock to me that it was her. It was a total shock because I thought it was the chief. Because the chief was giving every energy that she was not feeling Cross. She wasn't feeling the black community. She just wanted to run for mayor and do all this and that, right? She had her own agenda. And that's why I was like, yo, it got to be the chief. And when it turned out to be the captain, I was like, yo.
About a misdirect, red herring.
Right. The writing is excellent, man. Excellent, because I usually pick up on it. Y'all know me, man. I figured out. Okay, I got a feeling. Here's my prediction, and it usually comes. It usually happens. Usually, 99% of the time.
Nah,
right. But this time, they got me. I was like, this is good. This is so good. This is a really, really good show. That's why 40 million. That's why, because who would have thought that this pregnant woman who is about to start a new life would go that far as to betray the whole department.
And Jay, you basically outlined everything I was mentioning earlier, how I thought that the chief was somehow in it with our favorite villain, Ramsey, right? But of course they spin it around the opposite way. And that is what good writing and what good TV shows do to you. You think it's one way, but it's a whole nother mystery that has to be unlocked. Like you said, Jay, 40 million, that's why.
Yes, sir. Crazy.
Absolutely.
It should be 50 million at this point. You know what I mean? Worldwide.
Okay. This moment here, y'all. Oh my God, Alex. Where's your vest, sir? Where's your body armor, sir? Why the heck are you going? You don't know what you're about to walk into. However, you go to this lady's office. Oh, I kind of figured you basically let her know, I know you work with Ed Ramsey and I can help you. I can get you out of this situation, but you got to give me something. Well, bruh, she gave you something, a hot shot. And now your ass is laid out
Yeah.
on the floor.
Woo.
Alex, bruh.
Mm.
Somebody
Again,
help me.
another misdirect, another read. Like she was like, okay, you're right, and then turned around, she poked him. I was like, yo,
I didn't know
she's
she
evil.
was this. I didn't know she was this crazy as Ramsey. I did not know
Yes.
he inspired her. So I'm thinking when she got up from the open windows, I'm thinking it was gonna be a sniper or something. Might take her out before she started talking. I don't know.
Oh,
'Cause
right. Like they did with the young man in the beginning.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because you see
yeah.
how windows are open, like everything is open.
Right.
So the way she was stood up, I was like, oh
She
snap.
part of the whole master menace and diabolical plan.
She is sick as him.
Yeah.
Hey, what it say? Birds of a feather. Y'all know that song? That's what it
Yep.
is.
Literally locked it together.
Mhm.
Yep.
Cool.
It's true.
So
For Cocoa
we
Puffs.
see that. Okay, see, she has left. She has flew the coop, left Alex there laying on the ground. I mean, at the end of the day, you should have been texting Ed Ramsey like he's on to you. However, old girl wanted to go there to sightsee, to see what it was, to see somebody be unalived. But unfortunately, Shannon, she was unalived, but then she woke up and she was like, oh, damn, I'm back. I'm good. He's like, oh, no, this ain't what it is. This is not what it is. This is what happened during the time the chemicals, the mixture did not take for Eileen. She came back, and now you're about to go under again. So he begins to give this whole story and masterpiece. He put the wig on, the mask on, and take that thing back off, and it's just too much. Too much, y'all. Too much.
Again, this should have
We
been called
see,
the
of
Gotcha
course,
episode. I gotcha.
right.
Oh, you thought it was one thing. Gotcha. That was one. Nah,
Definitely.
it's something else. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So thankfully the crew, they recognize, okay, normally we'll hear something back from Alex. Alex was supposed to go see the plastic surgeon, and we haven't heard from him. He's not answering his phone. Two John actually picks up the phone to try to call him. No response. And he's like, where is he at again? Where is this location at again? And he ends up going and finding him laid out on the floor. Sugar, you all right?
Sugar was out for the count.
That nickname is throwing.
I still want to know why they call him Sugar.
I know we need to know that.
That's a good question. That's a good
the
question.
Writers, Ben Watkins, sir, we need to know. You and
Put
your
that in
crew,
season
the writers,
2, please.
definitely need to know why they call
Yes.
this man Sugar.
Yeah.
Because these nicknames is crazy.
But can I say
we
this
see-
right? Can I say this
Yes.
right quick? I love how John and Alex, they what's what I'm looking for. Whenever something goes down, right, and they feel like they haven't heard from each other in quite some time, they always get that signal between either or. It's like, oh snap, let me go check on my guy, let me go check on my brother, because they know one of them may be in some type of trouble, some type of distress. So I do appreciate that aspect of the brotherhood right there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, definitely. When you know somebody for a long time, working with them for a
Mhm.
long time, that bond is there.
Yep.
People usually associate bonds with like trauma bonds or whatever, but nah, this is definitely a brotherhood bond. Like this, that's his brother. I kept saying it on the last time we said that's his real brother. Like if they wasn't born from the womb, but they definitely going, you know what I'm saying? Like they definitely bonded. So
Yeah.
I appreciated that too. Like he knew something was wrong with me. Where's John? Oh, he ran out. Ran out, knew something was wrong. Crazy.
Absolutely, y'all. That bond is everything. I love the relationship. But I want to know why they call him Two John. Like we got Sugar and Two John.
That's what I said.
Please
These nicknames is crazy.
give us some. It's always a story behind a nickname though. But we see where Ed Ramsey almost pushed the third button And thankfully, in the nick of time, Alex and the crew came in. They popped one, popped another, and the machine was broken down. So I was about to call her Eileen because she looked so much like Eileen, but Shannon was saved. Girl, you got 9
Yes.
lives and you don't even know it. Like, she
Mm.
was saved, thankfully, because of
She's a
Alex
fighter.
and the crew. And she's definitely a fighter. But unfortunately, in the midst of all of this, dang on it, Ed Ramsey, he got away. He made his way to his house, and then this bastard stuck some in his neck. Like, what is going on? Bruh.
I already knew what he shot himself with. It's that drug that make you make you go unconscious and lose your pulse or whatever. Make you.
Yeah.
It's like a brief moment. It's like the temporary thing. I forgot what it's called, but yeah, I saw it in another show.
I saw that in another movie too. Yeah.
Right.
Like, when that happened, I was like, no, this cannot be.
Like, nah, man.
I'm like, listen,
this is Ramsey we talking about.
Yeah, I'm like, listen, Alex did not get the justice that he wanted for Ramsey. Ramsey cannot just be this simple, oh, I'm dead, that's it. No. But thankfully, of course, they tricked us, and we know what happens after that.
The gotcha episode. It's the gotcha episode. Gotcha.
Yep.
Then we saw Bobby Trey in the brief moment. Because Bobby Trey won his money.
Yeah, Bobby Trey, you get no money, partner. So at the restaurant, Ben's Chili Bowl, we see where Alex and Tujan are there, Samson. They are there just having this whole conversation. And in the meantime, Alex is like, if something is missing, something is just not quite right. It's like, because the way that he took himself out was too easy. It was too easy. And so he's not only is he investigating what's going on in his own life, we know that there is someone stalking him and on his neck, literally, but he's he's still able to kind of like multitask. Unlike me, I can't multitask like that, but he's able to figure out what's going on in his own personal life somewhat, and then he's figuring out that something is not quite right with Ed Ramsey. But this moment, we get this moment right here. This is like the end, close to the end of the episode, where Mama Nana is asking Elle, to, come through, take the kids to piano lesson or to the piano practice. Miss Nancy can't take them. And she's, concerned, well, why are you asking me? Why Miss Nancy couldn't take them? I'm like, girl, be happy. That's Nana Mama. You basically in the family now. Like, I think, when the grandma invites you somewhere, like, you in good. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? I just had a moment about that, but
she knew she had ulterior motives, though. She knew grandma had ulterior motives behind it all.
We friends, right?
Trying to reconnect.
Right?
You know how grandmas do. They always trying to reconnect. Like, I know y'all going through some stuff, but come over and help me out with some greens. And Cross walks in. Oh, hi, how you doing? It's like they always try to put people.
You at the dinner table.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely. So Alex goes to look for Peter. We find out. We see all this stuff in here. This is connective tissue that puts Alex and Peter, and I forgot the young lady's name, but it connects them all together. But there's still a piece missing in the puzzle. Deidre, yes. He's putting it all together. He sees his wife's obituary up there. Like, this person has been stalking Alex since seems like the time that Maria passed away. And so he has this letter. Dear Peter, I could never read these letters that they write. But anyway, he's like,
it's chicken scratch. You can't read that.
Right.
Nobody can read that.
Right. Nobody can read that.
Yeah. But, Deidre is writing him and telling him, don't come, basically don't come and visit me in this, jail. I know some people, they want to do their jail time alone. They don't want family and friends to kind of interact with them like that. But in the meantime, while Alex is solving this problem, this woman right here, but this man in the corner is literally right there with his family. And Alex he doesn't know that he's in there. He does not know. But again, he put this thing together like pieces of a puzzle. And of course, he's gonna call Kayla. Listen, after the last episode, I saw what Kayla did. I'm just like, girl, I knew I couldn't trust you, and that's all I got to say about Kayla. Any particular thoughts, you guys? Because y'all know I will ramble on and on. Any particular thoughts
I was
about?
bracing myself. Yeah, I was bracing myself when dude was in there in the auditorium sitting behind baby girl and Ellie. Well, I was like, is this because Cross was figuring it out at the same time, so they were showing the two scenes. He's like, somebody's been after me. They coming after my family. They're gonna do something after my family. Then we see the guy sitting behind him in the auditorium while little man is playing. I'm like, yo, is he gonna do something in the auditorium? Like he's gonna do something to this? Like, what is he gonna do? But so I was bracing myself for that. And as Cross was figuring this thing out, I'm like, oh my God, like this is the point where I'm like, it's not Ramsey. Like we had an idea, he had an idea too. But this is the point when he saw everything on the wall. It's like, oh, this is not Ramsey's work at all. This is somebody else. We had a feeling, but this just solidified it. So I was just like, wow, like it ain't over. You think it's over? Gotcha. It's not over.
Yeah, it's not over. You could feel Alex's anxiety as he was in their room reading everything, seeing the pictures of his family and his wife and stuff like that. You could see like he grabbed reading that letters. He is like taking it all in. Like
it
was really anxiety was set in for him. He was like, yo.
Right.
What the
heck?
Like
the room was closing in on him.
Right.
And like to see the pictures with the eyes crossed out, like bruh, sick.
You know, for me, it was the obituary. When I saw that, I was like, "Oh snap!" Like this dude right here, he got out for Cross bad. And this is some great acting by Aldis. Also, when y'all saw those facial expressions, he's holding up that flashlight. He's looking around. Y'all see those eyes pop out right there.
Oh
intense.
That was some good.
He definitely got them eyes, boy. He put them eyes on him. It was like, bruh. yeah. That's why he's a great actor, man. He got the eyes, bro. He's like, yo, I'm locked in with you, bro. This is insane work. Insane work here.
Yes.
Absolutely, y'all. So as Alex is figuring out what the heck is going on, we're at the hospital where Shannon's mother arrives and she wants to go in and, you know, she's thanking the police officer for guarding her daughter. She brings some coffee or hot chocolate. And, you know, she walks inside in the room and, you know, she goes in, of course, she's looking at her daughter. And listen, y'all, we know we knew whose room it was. Like, I knew because I remembered, of course, the mother, who was in a previous episode. But this right here, y'all, listen.
Wild work.
If a body come up, I'm out. Jay, please let me know your thoughts on this whole scene where there's some movement behind this man as he's cutting open this corpse, and there's some wiggling, and then all of a sudden the folder drops and he catches it before it could actually hit the floor. Like,
Yo, again,
and then the rising of the body. I'm like, what the.
Bruh, so this just tells me if you ever think about working in a mortuary or anything else like that, don't be playing no loud ass music because you never know who's gonna pop up behind you and unalive you. That's our word of the day, unalive, right? Like again, wild work that this guy injected himself. Boom, after a couple of hours, 8 hours, whatever, wakes up like, all right, now let me finish the job. So again, great writing. Dude had to go. I mean, he was disgusting anyway. I mean, is this the same guy that was showing John the whole stuff that was in the stomach of the young man?
Yeah.
He needed to get out of here anyway. I didn't really like him anyway. So, but wild work, D. Super wild.
Not the new little baby, really, Lawrence.
That's why he was on. That's what he was on.
That's just crazy. Yeah, I agree. Like, no loud music. I will have to put
Yeah,
that body in the fridge while I work on this other one. Sorry.
right.
Great
There's
idea.
no way.
Great
There's
idea.
no way we got two bodies at one time. Ain't no way. So y'all see what happens. He's out of there like a baseball
I
game.
just think it's crazy how you can't get a pulse, but he's still alive. Or maybe when they actually try to get a pulse, you don't feel anything. But then I guess when it wears off, then it's just wild that you can
Just
do
a
something
drug
like
out
that.
there for that. Yep.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Very scary too.
Listen, don't fake inject me with nothing. I don't want to wake up and you decide you want to take me out and I wake up in a box somewhere. Nah, I'm good.
It definitely doesn't make me want to use hand sanitizer if nobody else hand sanitizer. I'm like, I got my own.
Right, exactly. Get
That
your own.
part.
And don't give me no drink either, because I don't know. I'm gonna get my own drink.
Yeah, definitely ain't no drink. No way.
At all. So
Poor
this is the
Shannon.
moment where we see Ed Ramsey going in and the mama is there and he's so soft spoken. He's the doctor. Like, you just believe him that he's the doctor just because he's never mind. Anyway, she believes it. She steps over. Yep, I was gonna say it, but I wasn't gonna say it. She steps over to the other side of the room to allow him to just talk. Now I don't know when Alex pulled up, but this man brought the rest of the what was the stuff called again? Oh God, I had the name of it, but the medication from the
Potassium
execution.
sulfate. I don't know.
Yeah, he was about to use that one, whatever it was, to take her the rest of the way on out because Ed Ramsey had to finish the job. But thankfully, okay, we know Mama Nana got beat down. I'm sorry, y'all. Yeah, okay, well, that wasn't the end of the episode, but we're gonna just talk about that part. Alex was there to save the day for once. Cause he darn sure didn't save my girl Tavio's baby mama. But I'm appreciative. I'm coming to the I'm bringing the slide up, y'all.
He was just too late. That's all. He was just too late.
Yeah, they was like.
And Bobby Trey, he's masterful that way. So he just did what he had to do. Shot him out, right? So.
Well, thankfully, Bobby Trey. Now I'm talking about Bobby Trey. Thankfully, Alex saved the day. Now we'll backtrack just a moment. We see that there's a moment when Mama Nana, she about to go to war with Peter. Now she done pulled out her bottle, her bat, or whatever it is that she had, but you can hear her. They don't actually show it, but you can hear the struggle as the episode is ending. And in the midst of while Alex is saving somebody else's life, Nana Mama could be possibly being taken out at this moment. Did anybody have any specific thoughts on that moment? Look like Lawrence had something in his head.
I like how it ended. Like, we didn't get to see it, but we get to hear it. You know what I mean? And I think it was an interesting cut and touch for that scene.
I think
I don't want to see Nana Mama getting beat down.
Right. I don't want to see her struggling. We don't see that.
I think with that scene right there, they left it up to your own interpretation, right? Because like you said, Mo, don't nobody want to see an elderly woman getting taken out by a muscular dude like that. You know what I'm saying? But I do know this right here. Nana Mom didn't go down without a fight. I can tell you that. I mean, we know she ended up in the hospital, but I know she put some bruises on him too. Straight like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
She got some licks.
But thankfully, Alex pulls up at the hospital in the nick of time. I don't know where this man came from, but he pulled up like a ninja out of nowhere, and he stops Ed Ramsey from taking out Shannon. Then we get to this moment because obviously Alex has received the phone call that Nana Mama has to go to the hospital, and that's Tujon, that Samson, who is standing outside waiting for Alex to come outside and play. But Alex is having a bad day. That's Nana Mama. Alex is having a bad day because his mom is no longer around. And his father is no longer around. I think this was the moment where he found out that his father had just passed away. And Alex was just, Nana Mama has always been there. And I love how they showed us how Nana Mama, what part Nana Mama actually played in Alex's life, from the time of him being a young child. And then I love that they gave Samson outside ready to, let's play basketball. Let's, I know you're going through something, bro, but let's play anyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that was a cute
Any
little
particular
flashback scene. Yeah,
right,
it was cute.
right. So we see him rushing through the hospital. Nana Mama, oh Nana Mama, you better make it. Nana Mama, I'm yelling at the screen. All right, Nana Mama, but you fought like hell. So anyway, this moment right here, y'all, he has placed his children in the hands of the Lion's Den. That's all I can say. This chick right here, I know we ain't got there yet, but I'm getting there because he says, I don't know where it's safe for you guys. And Miss Nancy just conveniently is there at the hospital, because I guess she came with them from the piano practice when she couldn't pick them up. But anyway, she comes there and she's, well, I got this house out in the woods and nobody can
So
find you.
convenient.
It's a long ride from here. I'm just like, oh,
Yeah.
boy.
Just
So
played right
convenient.
into the hands. This was all part of the plan. It's all part of the plan. Yeah, nobody would come here. Nobody would ever come up here. Like, how would you know? Ma'am, why would we trust you, ma'am? Ma'am, like, get up out of here.
Right.
But she's been so nice and been taking care of, Alex's son and teaching him piano.
Nice to Nana Mama.
Yeah, nice to Nana Mama. Like, she couldn't possibly be a danger to us.
Right. And if I was Alex, I would have been thinking the same thing. Like, oh, well, this is probably one of the few people as of right now that I can trust, right? But of course, we know it's part of the plan, basically.
Yeah.
Her and those big old fishbowl eyes she got.
Everybody got the eyes up in there.
Right.
If you don't got the eyes, you can't be in cross. You gotta have the eyes.
You gotta have the eyes.
That's never had eyes.
All right, y'all. So we're seeing that they have made their way out to this house in the middle of nowhere. They don't have cell phones. They don't have Wi-Fi. Everything is shut down. The only thing you can do is call the landline on the phone. We see this social worker who was actually Peter's social worker, and she's telling Alex that he had a lady that would come in and help him, do the paperwork, do whatever needed to be done. But Alex has not yet made the connection. He's still thinking there's a third person out there. He just can't figure out, at this moment, who that person actually is. So we see, of course, John Samson is at the hospital with Nana Mama. He wants to pick up that phone and call Alex so badly, but he's just like, I'm not going to do it because, people can be stubborn, and Alex is stubborn as well as John Samson. They're both stubborn. I guess that's why they get along as well as they do when they do get along. And of course, Miss Don't Curse in My Restaurant was telling Alex, listen, you and John need to work it out. Y'all need to patch y'all situations up. Y'all got to do something differently. Any particular thoughts on anything that just, any of the slides that I gave you guys, any of those moments?
No.
Yeah, go ahead.
I just know everybody knows something is wrong between John and Alex. They know there's something wrong between those two. There's something is up between them two. Even the waitress at the restaurant, she knows something is up. I just find it interesting.
I'm just gonna say pride between two men, pride between two brothers, and he did want to make that phone call, but as men, Jay, this, a lot of times we struggle with pride.
Yeah, definitely. I think we all have struggled at some point, you know what I mean? Before we had to get to the level of maturity and say, let me put my pride aside for for the betterment of the relationship. That takes a lot of maturity, and not to say that they were being immature. It's just that they were just being prideful and just like, well, I'll get to it when I get to it. I got more important things to do right now. Knowing that they need each other to really solve this thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right. Right. Yeah. So that yeah, it happens, and we're gonna see what happens. Pride is gonna have to be set aside a little bit in the last upcoming episodes, or the last couple of scenes. Side is gonna have to be set aside. And but at this time, the news reporter lady is trying to let Alex know, hey, look what I got. I got the book. And he's like, look, don't make him famous. Give me some time
Okay.
to do what I need to do before you just up and make him famous. And so, of course, she's gonna, she stood there like, okay, if you say so, but you better hurry up and come back. She didn't really she respects, you can tell she respects Alex, because she
She
wouldn't
knew
have, if
something
she
else was
didn't
going
respect
on.
him, she would have went
Mhm.
ahead and put it on out there before even coming and talking to him.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Alex is gonna receive this phone call. He's just playing back everything, playing back the videos, remembering little words that have been said from people. Family is not just blood. So he's listening. He's heard Miss Nancy say this, and he's heard these words from Deidre, who, he had to talk to. She was the patient he had to talk to at the time. And then or inmate at the time. But on top of all of that, he's putting stuff together. Like, now his brain is back in working mode. And he calls, let me see, what was it, Kat, Peter's social worker, and asks her, is there any pictures of do you know what this lady looks like? Because now again his brain is circulating. And then he says, send this, or he sends her a picture. And pull up, y'all, at the end of the day, hold on, let me get back to it. I was excited about it. I'm on the wrong slide. Here we go. Bam.
And she
Auntie
said, yeah.
Nancy.
Yeah, it was the
Auntie
daughter
Nancy.
it was the daughter who relayed that statement, that's phrase about family is just as in blood, is about the ones who's there who love you, or something like that. And when the daughter, because the daughter repeated what Miss Nancy said, or Auntie Nancy, they call her now. And and he got to thinking like, oh, it's Auntie now and stuff like that. And I guess like you said, he remembers certain words, and he thought about what Deidre said in the interview and stuff like that. So that's how I got his wheels spinning.
Right.
Yeah. And then I don't know if you're gonna do it. Did we skip that part where the son found a picture?
We're gonna get there.
Okay. Oh.
I got you. But we got Miss Nancy. All these pictures, this connective tissue is connecting. It's literally connecting. And baby boy Damon, he's just as smart as his daddy. He finds the image in the basement. And before they got in the car, Alex shows them the picture of Peter and says, if you see this person, run.
Mhm.
And so thankfully, Damon actually paid attention to what his father was saying, because just so happened they playing hide and seek. He knocks over a box in the basement. He pulls out a picture, and it has Peter's face on it. It has Deidre's face on it, and it has Miss Nancy's face as well. Thankfully, she didn't see him, or she could have seen him, but he took the picture upstairs and was like, he's doing some miniature Alex type stuff.
Slid that picture in his back pocket.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And at this point, Alex has connected the dots and is like, hold up. I have sent my children into the woods with this monster, who's more than likely responsible for unaliving my wife. What would y'all thoughts be if that were the case? If that happened to you guys, if it were your child, your niece, your nephew, your sister, brother, you have placed them in the hands of the devil?
First of all, my heart would have completely sank. Basically, the way Alex's heart sank on this episode. You could see again his facial expressions as he put all the dots together. He's like, "Oh my God!" Not to mention, they're 3 hours away, right? They're 3 hours away in a cabin in the middle of nowhere Electricity is hardly working. Not too much reception out there with these cell phones. My God, all I could do was pray if I was in his shoes.
Yeah, my heart definitely sang when I saw that 3 hours. I'm like, yo, can you get like
Mhm.
a definitely got to come in quiet. Can't come in with a lot of noise because I can say helicopter me in, but you know.
I just was totally disgusted by her menacing conversation with Cross.
Oh,
Oh yeah, I got your kids. Yeah, you know you
Come
you don't know
here,
you know
James.
what you did a long time ago. Yeah, well, guess what? Now I got your kid. You 4 hours away. You better come alone. Don't come with nobody. I'm like, yo, this evil mother freaking menacing grandma
And then
piano
call the
playing mother
daughter
freak.
over.
Like you are insane. You are insane, right? Over over the young lady who took herself out, right? And just like bugging. This has been going on for years, fam. Like years.
Years of playing, yeah.
Yeah. So when he was like, "Don't touch my kid, don't do nothing. You better come correct. You better come correct." So he had to do what he had to do. He had no other choice. He had no. I know I'm kind of like pushing it along. He had no
Yeah,
other
he
choice
definitely
but to
skipped the
get
town.
to put down his pride and
Mhm.
go to his boy.
mm.
At this point, this made total sense to do it because he had nobody else. There was nobody else to go to. There was nobody else to help him out in this manner. You know what I mean? So this
Yeah, I like
this was important.
yeah.
This was again, it's kind of typical though. I would say it's typical because usually, you know, we as men, something got to happen that's so drastic that we put our pride aside and say, "Listen, I'm sorry, I need your help," or just, you know what, my bad, or somebody has to die in order for us to say, my bad. I'm sorry for doing what I did. So those are the usual. That's why I love this show because they giving us the real. They giving us the real when it comes down to real life situations. So the writer Ben, that's named Ben,
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and
Showrunner.
amongst the other writers, like it's so
Yeah.
realistic that we've been talking about this for how long? Like 4 weeks, 5 weeks now.
4 weeks. 4 weeks.
Yeah, 4 weeks. 4 weeks.
Yeah. And that people are talking about it across the world. So it's real life. Like it's not something fictitious. It's so realistic, and that's why we appreciate it.
Yep.
Absolutely.
It's more than just a show, basically, right? Because Alex basically came up to John and was like, listen, he literally said, you was right. He laid it out all on the table, all on the line, apologizing, said, I'm sorry, I should have did this, I should have did that. I need your help. And John was like, brother, that's all I'm asking for. Let's do it.
He said, "You had me
You know
at
what he
Mother
said? He said, "Had you
Trucker."
at mother,
well,
you had me at mother."
Yeah, but
I like how I just said, I mean, Alex said my family, then he said our family.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's something I think that needs to be commended. A lot of people, again, as black men, you know this, Lawrence, and y'all probably know it too, ladies. Y'all got sons. A lot of times, the way that we feel as men, black boys, black men, a lot of times our feelings are pushed to the side. People don't care. Suck it up. You a man, be a man. It don't matter. Like, just keep going. And a lot of times people don't understand how mentally that affects us. That we're not acknowledged for the good that we do. We're acknowledged when we do bad, but we're not acknowledged when we do good. And to me, this show addresses a lot of those, you know, issues that we have as black men that need to be highlighted and discussed as opposed to being swept under the rug. You know what I'm saying? We're easy to, you know, yeah, let's take care of mama. Let's take care of our sister. You know what I'm saying? We got to make sure they straight. But who's making sure we straight? You know what I mean? Who's thinking about us? So I think this is great that they bring this up.
Yep.
Damn, Jay, that's real. I like that. Seriously, I ain't even joking because I know we talking about Cross, but so many men are unafraid to, or not unafraid, they're afraid to truly express their perspective as to how people see them, how what their thought process is, what they should be receiving their flowers too. I mean, I just love what you said. I ain't even trying to kiss your behind or nothing, Jay. But that was deep. Like that was seriously, we talk
Yeah, it
crazy,
was.
so but that was deep. You know what I mean? I appreciate you for
Appreciate you.
your candor at that moment with this whole conversation, and it ties in. It absolutely ties in. So thank you for the real. I will be using that as a clip. Thank you.
Appreciate you.
But for sure. Damn, I got I almost want to cry right now for real. But let me dial back.
Go ahead, let it loose. Babe.
Okay,
Go ahead.
so you ain't never let them see you cry. But at the cabin, because now that the picture has been flipped to Elle from baby boy Damon, she is like, okay, now we got to make a plan. We got to get up out of here, because we know when Alex called, the only person that Miss Nancy would allow to get on the phone was baby girl Janie. And so Ellie, she slipped a little something in Miss Nancy's drink. However, she should have slipped like 4 or 5 of that something in that drink, because
Right.
she says she don't sleep. She don't sleep.
She need a horse tranquilizer for it.
That's what I was about to say. You need a dosage of horse tranquilizer, whatever you put in that drink.
Yes. Yes. So we know the plan is to get in the Camaro and haul tail into the whatever neck of the woods, which is like, let's see, they're in DC, so they're either going 4 hours north or 3 hours north or 3 hours south. Either way, they got a long behind ride, but they finally arrive, and in the woods we see John, Samson, but he got a scope on him, and I'm like, who the heck is in the woods? Who the heck is in the woods?
I already knew who that was.
I was like, what in the Call of Duty is going on right now?
Yeah. I figured it was that dude. I figured it was him too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because if Nana Mom up there with his mom, this is all part of the plan, right? And he's the one that beat down Nana Mama, right? Mm-hmm. So, it's like, oh, this is part of the plan. All right, I'm gonna go. You gonna get him up there? All right, I'm coming. And I'll be in the woods, see if he, got any backup going. It's all part of the plan.
Mm-hmm.
It was smart. That plan was very, very smart.
I mean, he went into the woods after he smashed the window when Elle and the kids were trying to get away. So he must went back.
Yeah, but they didn't show you exactly where he went. So I'm like thinking he in the house, and I guess his even though Peter might be a little slow, Peter. But he still realized, okay, Alex ain't coming by himself. He's definitely going to pull up at least one other person. So again, the writing was on point at that moment.
Yeah,
Alex is in the house. Elle Cuckoo, Miss Nancy. She got the blicky on the man. And Samson is out there laid out in the woods. Where's your vest, Samson?
I was about to say that.
I thought he did have a vest. He didn't have a vest. No. Huh? Dang.
It's just his clothes, his husky clothes. Yeah.
I guess. But anyway,
he looked like he had a vest, right?
He looked like he had one, but it still, I guess it infiltrated through. So we see him getting popped. And they're back in the house, of course. And Alex keeps looking at his watch. And we already know, like, you waiting on somebody. Miss Nancy's like, whoever you waiting on ain't coming. She pulls out a lighter. Basically, he has to make a choice. Which child is she gonna unalive? Which child is she gonna set ablaze? And I'm just like, how dare you make somebody make that choice, especially considering the fact of what you already have done to his wife and their mother, and now you trying to force him to make a choice which child to choose. Jay, I know you got some thoughts on this moment.
Yeah. This was I want to say it's a take or ode to I'm a Marvel head, you know that. So this is a Green Goblin Spider-Man situation. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Save Aunt May or save MJ. You know what I'm saying? Like you got a choice to make. You know what I mean? And then he drops both of them, and it's like So so this was we know that you guys have been watching Marvel or some type of superhero movie, so this is kind of like along those lines, but it was crazy though. It was crazy.
I just think for me, shout out to Alice because I wouldn't have time to think or analyze or try to get in her psyche of why she make me choosing one or the other because I'll be panicking. I wouldn't
Yeah.
have time to think. I'm like, shout out to Alice because I will be through.
That's the psychological, like intellectual side of him. Like, yo, I gotta get in the head and gotta get in this dude's head.
That
You
Right.
know?
and that right there is his superpower. That analytical aspect. Can I get inside your mind? That's the superpower right there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he definitely gets into his mind or into Miss Nancy's mind because she basically was the reason why Deidre ended up going to prison in the first place. In actuality, Peter was the one that unalived somebody, but she chose Peter over Deidre. She told Deidre, "Oh, you're only gonna get, a couple of years. You'll be out before you know it." And
Yeah.
unfortunately, when Deidre went to prison, she was tortured by the guards. Who knows
Oh
what
my
else
God.
happened to her with the other inmates, caused her to unalive herself. And now Miss Nancy got the audacity to try to walk in the room and blame all of this on Alex. Like, this ain't Alex's fault.
Okay.
You did this.
Let me
That's what Alex says.
let me
Peter,
say something real
your
quick. Let me
mama
say something real quick.
Go ahead,
Let me
Dave.
say something real quick, Tika. I don't know if y'all know, y'all probably did, but this is the perfect example of her making a choice to send this young white lady over her son because she understands the white
yeah.
privilege. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
you're only going
I
to get
get
a
that
little bit of
part.
time. They're not going to do that much to you. But if my
You
son
ain't no
goes
record.
in,
Right.
they're gonna give him way more time than he deserves to get. They're gonna treat him like trash, but they ain't gonna treat you like trash because you know. Hi. So again, the writing is so real, man. Crazy.
She's the right complexion for the right protection.
That's right.
Well, so much for
There you
protection
go.
because they was doing her all types of ways up in there.
They were.
Yeah, but yeah, like Jay said, would have been worse on the brother, on old buddy if he would have went in there. Basically,
He wouldn't have got out. He would have done 20
he did a
years, 50
crime, though.
years. Right.
But you know how many innocent black men
He
have
ain't too
been.
innocent.
Yeah, but they would have basically, regardless, threw the book at him.
Oh yeah. Again, it goes back to our conversation about John Simpson putting the report in on Cross and how that was the wrong thing to do.
Yeah.
You should have figured out another way because now you snitched on your boy, knowing the bureaucracy, as they say, of how the police department looks at black men in the black community.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So if she would have said, "Hey, I'm gonna send my son in, don't worry about it," they would have. He probably would have been unalive too, or he would have been in there for 50 years. It would have trumped up the charge even more so. So,
definitely
what she did was wrong. Yeah, what she did was wrong as far as sending her in. Yeah.
Oh yeah. But clearly Peter has some developmental issues. He needed somebody to go in and help him fill out paperwork, and
that's right.
So he was still wise enough to recognize that, Mama, this is really your fault. This isn't, you got me in here trying to take out this man and his children, but in actuality, this is all your fault. You're the reason why Deidre was, she was unalived and all the things that happened. So they get ready to run out of the house because this clown has pulled out a lighter and decides that it's time for her to go. Listen, I ain't going to prison. I'm gonna just poof the magic dragon and take myself on to the upper room.
Evil pick of her too, boy. You caught it right on the money with that one because that looks like some scary haunted house devil coming out of her. I'm going to hell. See you later.
I'm like, now I see another show where a body is set ablaze because she volunteered to blaze herself. On the other show, wasn't
and I
so
didn't
much.
even hear her scream either. I didn't hear her scream.
She want that to happen. So
Yep.
Crazy.
Yep. So We already know that Chief is her boy
Anderson.
get locked up. I still don't trust the Chief Anderson. I still do not trust her. I don't care. She running for office. She got so many bodies under her belt. I still do not trust her. But we're seeing Alex and everybody at home. They looking like a nice, happy family. Like, okay, we good. Today's a good day. He woke up playing the music. The kids went downstairs, automatically kissed him on his cheek, and the music stopped. But we got Ellie in the kitchen cooking breakfast. Oh, she making herself real comfortable for season 2. And this a big happy family. We got, of course, Nana Mama is still in the hospital, but with the grace of the man up above, she's gonna make it out of there. We also get this. Alice gets this phone call, and they want him to come down to the police department to interrogate this clown, or even not even interrogate him, because they got all the proof that they need. He asked for Alex. He wants to be so famous so badly. Alex pulls this on him. He got Samson out there in the cold air, ripping the pages out of the book, and
making a bonfire.
Is losing his mind. He definitely had a bonfire.
I was like, this is classic right here. This was a perfect ending, because again, this was his Bible. This is something he's been working on forever. Like to see that go up in flames. And then it's like, you know what? It wasn't you. It was Bobby Trey. We're gonna give Bobby Trey the credit, because he knew that's all he wanted. What he wanted to go into the history books as like this menacing guy with the rest of these people. And now you ain't gonna go in the books with the rest of those unalivers. Nah, you ain't nothing now, because your book is gone.
For Amir Goodspeed.
Right. That's it.
I caught so much joy watching Ramsey freak out about this book, because I felt like when John was burning up that book, they was basically torturing Ramsey, and I thought about all the people that he basically tortured, and now he has to basically, it was a mirror that was being held up to himself, where he could just see the damage that he has done. I love that scene right there.
That's right. Yeah, classic.
Absolutely.
Try to be famous.
Absolutely. Yeah. Now you're gonna have people on TikTok burning up people's journals, and this is how much I hate you. Let's burn. Let it burn.
Oh my God.
Burn the journals.
So we're wrapping this thing up, you guys. We're almost to the end. I can assure you of that. We see where Alex has to go and talk to the chief. She lets him know you've been reinstated. All of the shenanigans have gone out the door. You're good. You don't have to worry about anything else. It's basically going to be thrown under the table and buried in the ground. You don't have to worry, about that whole case with you and that young man coming into light. Listen, first of all, I just got to say thank you to everybody that's been hanging with us this whole time. Thank you, guys. I know we on here a long time talking about the cross, but I absolutely appreciate you guys. I appreciate your patience. I promise y'all, we about to bring this thing to it. We about to bring this thing on home, y'all. But with that being said, we're going to see Samson. And now, why Samson got a little eye for, what's her name? Malika? Is it Malika?
Malika.
Amir's sister.
Amir's sister.
Yeah, she came in, and he gave her that look, and she apologized to some certain extent, somewhat. But he was side-eyeing them jeans when she was walking out that door.
Yeah, season 2 interest love, season 2 interest. Love, maybe next season. We'll see. I don't know. I'm putting it out there.
John needs some meat on the bones. He know what it is. You know what I mean?
Is he still banging Kayla?
Oh, yeah. I forgot.
I don't think so. I think it was that. Remember, she asked.
That was a one and done. That was a one.
Remember, she asked you, when are you going to tell Cross? He's like, tell Cross about what?
Who?
So you already know. It was just a smash and dash on John's part.
That's
He's straight pimping.
Yeah, one and done.
That's it. It is what it is. We ain't getting married. You know what it is? You only got like negative A cups. That ain't gonna fill my hands up. You know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna happen.
Back to the A cups. I almost included that in the intro, but I
no disrespect. We let it show. It's just entertainment, family.
Absolutely. So listen. We see this moment. This is the young man because I was like, who is this? But then Alex is basically he has decided to basically have this whole session with him and the young man that he boxed up. And they have to, he's apologizing to him and he's explaining to him, what he went, why he reacted the way that he did. He told him about his wife being unalive. He was just trying to find the person that unalived him, but he took accountability for his actions. He even told this young man, file the complaint. Do what you have to do. But the young man, thankfully, forgave Alex at that moment. It was all about forgiveness. This whole scene was all about forgiveness. This young man was like, basically, just do better. Anybody have any thoughts?
Yeah, I just want to say this right quick, and again, I said this earlier, but this is why this is more than just a show, right? There's plenty of cops, plenty of black cops every single day are trying to figure out how can I protect the community. At the same time, how can I go by doing my job with the badge? And that's what we see Alex Cross, trying to balance both of these worlds right here. He knew he made that mistake. That's why he wants to sit down with that young man and talk to him, let him know how he really felt. So I love the way they're bridging the show. Again, they're bringing in real world topics, real world discussions, about, being a black man, being a police, mental health, the Black Lives Matter movement, all of that. Shout out to them. That's why I love the show so much.
Yeah, shout out to the writing, because when the young man said, next time you see a black man, Ronnie, I hope you be able to stand in between the young man and what's about to happen, or something like that. I'm paraphrasing, but yeah. So I thought that was deep.
Definitely a lot of lessons. Definitely a lot of, I think they had every intention to give us this. I think, who was it? I think it was our other guest, the detective guest that was on with us. And she said, thank you. She said, Stacy, she said that we hope that people receive the message because there's a message in this. We hope, she said, I hope I could help an officer kind of see it in a different way. If you remember that interview, that's what she said. And I think that's the whole intention of the show, is to not only address the issues that we know are there. We as the community, we know it's been there for years, forever. There's songs written about, police brutality. There's songs written about how we've been overlooked and, and all of this and that and downtrodden. But this show right here, again, the 40 million, when he say the 40 million, I hope that it puts black men in a different light to the world, because of propaganda. If you want to talk about it, propaganda puts us in a bad light every time. You'll see more black men criminals than white criminals, and there's a lot of white criminals. And in specific areas, it's flooded with news about us as black men doing bad things, but there's plenty of white men doing the same thing. So I hope when the world watches this show that they say, you know what, I can see it differently now. I see a different perspective on black men and their struggle in America and what they're going through. Again, as I mentioned earlier, most of the time people don't care. So I hope people start to care about how we see ourselves, how we carry ourselves, and that we're all not criminals. They see us as individuals, and the way they judge us on our individual actions, as opposed to just putting a blanket over us and saying, oh, it's just gang related. You're black, you must be part of a gang. You're black, you must play basketball. Well, you must do this. So I hope this gives people an in-depth understanding that we are not a monolith, that we are individuals, that we are intelligent, and that we can make a major contribution to the world.
And I, speaking of 40 million, I don't want people to look at shows like this right here just for the entertainment aspect. I hope that they can see the messages that these shows, these writers be trying to give us whenever they're in these writer rooms, putting out this great content. To me, when I look at a show, and I know everybody don't look at it, but I see it, but for me, it's more than just the entertainment aspect. I'm wondering, and I've been thinking about shows that just be on my mind sometimes, right? Like Cross, this season was on my mind for several weeks because that's how deep I thought that they went to my Black subconscious at the end of the day.
Yeah, definitely.
Wow. Listen, y'all trying to have somebody. I'm not messing with y'all tonight. I'm not crying.
ahead.
Like this is
Aw.
real life
Let the
stuff.
waterworks
And
go.
you it's real life situations, and because I have a Black son, I have to literally put in the back of my mind that, oh, he's gonna be okay when he gets in his car and go to work. Or even with a Black daughter, I have to, put in the back of my mind she's gonna be okay. But there's so many instances where it's not that. It doesn't happen because you see so many being taken out by the hands of people who are supposed to protect us. So I love that they are enlightening not just us, because we know how it goes down, but
We
they're
live firsthand.
enlightening the world, not just in America, but all the countries and continents across the world that are getting this message that hopefully, like you guys say, hopefully someone will pick it up and just do better. Just do better.
Yeah.
That's it. Do better. So,
On all
well,
levels.
y'all been
And again, I'm
got
not
no
I'm not
alcohol.
just saying on a cop level, but even we as the Black community got to do better too. You
Oh
know what I mean?
yes.
So
Definitely. With
not
that
just
no
the
snitching code. Ooh,
yeah, not just the police got to do better. We all got to do better, and if we can do better together, it'll work. But it's going to take some time, and everybody got to watch the show. Everybody.
Yes.
Yeah.
for sure. All right, y'all. Moving right along, because we'll be on this thing all night.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
a good
you know we're gonna
conversation,
talk
though.
all
It's a
night
really
about
good
this.
conversation. It's a really good conversation. But we finally see where Baby Boy Damon is about to play his song. We got Alex, we got Ellie, or Elle. My apologies for messing up her name. And we got the family. They're there listening to Baby Boy get ready to play his song. But then he plays the song that Alex and his wife loved oh so much, and he broke Alex down. That man is in tears right now, y'all. And I was in tears with him because it's an emotional moment, but it's a stepping stone, because originally Alex didn't really want to hear that song. He didn't want to hear any thoughts. He allowed Damon to wear his mother's watch as he played that song. So all the memories and everything just kind of like replayed back to Alex. But it's I don't want to say that it's breaking him down. It's opening him up. He's slowly but surely opening up. And that goes along with not just that, but we're gonna see him also end up going to therapy. But then another highlight of the show was where we got Kayla. I mean, I'm sorry, not Kayla. Y'all got me thinking about Kayla. We have
Shannon.
thank you, because I know Monique gonna come on right on in with it. And she's waking up, she's coming to herself. Unfortunately, she's not speaking at the moment, but the only thing she could think of was she wants some sushi. So at least she's getting back to some sense of normalcy. I liked that part of it. I was, I hate that they transformed her into this total. The lady was considered a monster. Like Eileen, she's a monster. They even, for those of you that don't know, the movie is called Monster. Charlize Theron portrayed the character. So these are real life characters that they're even talking about in this whole scene. But yeah, she's trying to get some sense of normalcy there with her parents. Again, like I stated, we got Alex. He's going through therapy. And the therapy is working so well, the man was able to walk through the gate of the cemetery to go and visit the resting place of Maria. Any thoughts on this moment, y'all?
I think that moment in the cemetery was when he gave her the kiss with the fingers. And I think that might have been, all the hell that he's been through with. I think that this was the closing chapter of what he's been going through with. Now, he still was probably going to go to therapy next season, but now I think he's, slowly but surely processing and trying to get over everything that happened with his wife.
Yeah. It's about time, but you know.
About time. It was a year. She just died.
And grief has no, unfortunately, grief has no time limit, really.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
That's right.
true. I mean, about time for him to work through it.
Yeah. I feel
Not
you.
like
Well,
get
it was all
over
about
death,
it was
no.
all about it was all about the healing process, right?
Yeah.
So I think the case and his relationship with his son, his daughter, was that experience that they just went through was the door to open up him healing or starting the process of it,
Mhm.
right?
Right.
And I said that in another live with the other folks. I said, a lot of folks was like, yeah, he got an ego, and it was his ego that was holding him back. And I was like, no, it's not ego. Are you not looking at the fact that this man just is traumatized because he lost his wife, and all he knows how to do is to detect and to break things down? This is what he's been doing for the past 30 years. So he put himself into his work to still try to figure out and try to heal, but he was avoiding talking about it because it was too painful.
Mhm.
It was too painful.
Yeah.
So he had to get through this case. He had to do this, had to go through the ups and downs. And sometimes this addresses another thing that we talk about in the community all the time, that we don't go to therapy, especially us Black men.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we talked about this. We as Black men sometimes are too prideful, or we're too fearful. I'll say fearful of opening up. And the reason why that is, and I wanted to say this, is because all of our lives, most of our lives, Lawrence, you can attest to this, we're taught to not express our feelings because it shows a side of weakness. So for us to go to somebody we don't know to share our thoughts and our feelings makes us feel too vulnerable. So a lot of times we don't go. Now we need to go. We need to go and sit down with somebody and get help and talk to a professional. We need that. But again, it totally goes against our ideology and what we were taught coming up as men, to not open up our feelings, because if you do, you're looked at as a weak man. Nowadays, it's a little bit more accepted. Now it's like, yeah, brother, you need to go get some help. And more brothers, I hope we as a community, not just Black men, but Black women, all of us go to therapy. Because I always applaud people that say, you know what, I know I can do better. I can't do it on my own. I need somebody professionally. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. It's not always the answer. It's not the only key that needs to happen as far as your healing, but it's part of it. It can lead you somewhere where now you can open up. And I think Cross going through this and young man playing the piano, just let him shed those tears, because tears heal your soul. When you cry, it just helps you. So yeah, this gets pretty deep, fam. It gets pretty deep, and I love it. I can't wait to season 2. Shout out to the writers, the directors, the cast, the crew, everybody. Shout out to Johnny Ray Gill and Stacy and everybody. This is incredible. This show is incredible.
At this point right here, whenever they pick up for next season, they gotta figure out a way to get the showrunner onto the show. I'm putting it out there. I'm manifesting that's gonna happen for us.
Yes.
It goes down in the DM. Trust and believe.
Okay.
I know you. Yes, right.
Okay.
Our executive director of public relations is on it.
Okay.
Get a whole title.
Listen, I know, right? Just made up. But anyway, you guys, last but not least, and we already know because we had Mr. Johnny Ray Gill here with us, we know that Bobby Trey is back on the scene, and he made a deal with Kayla. Again, I'm just like, Kayla, really? So that's what type of time you on? But I've always never trusted Kayla to the fullest. Any final thoughts on that moment where Bobby Trey having that conversation with Kayla? We kind of covered it in the beginning.
Yeah, we did.
Any final thoughts? And with that, we'll start with the Lawrence Report, go to Jay, go to Miss Monique, and then we're going to wrap this thing up. Let everybody know what y'all have coming up.
I don't have too many thoughts about the conversation with Bobby Trey and old girl. For me, I thought that she could be trusted. I thought she was down for the cause, but obviously she wasn't. So that's just my thoughts. Jay, whoever, y'all can go. That's just my thoughts about her.
And what do you have coming up on your channel, Lawrence?
Oh, my bad. That's why you gave me a single shot. It makes sense now. Okay, my bad. Okay,
Oh.
so I recently did a video. Of course, y'all probably know I do movies and TV shows, but also do comic books and superhero type stuff. So I just did a video about the new direction that James Gunn is getting ready to take DC in. His first project is called Creature Commandos. I just did my review on that, episode 1 and 2. But also be on the lookout. Be on the lookout for that new Tyler Perry, the 6888. I will be dropping my review on that whenever it's released. We know it's released in select theaters, but talk about Netflix. Be on the lookout for that. My review, Tyler Perry, 6888. I got a feeling this one's going to be amazing.
Absolutely. It's that. That's all I can say. Just tap in. That's all I can tell you. Monique, 69 Ways, girl. Final thoughts on Cross and the whole Bobby Trey and your girl, Kayla, and what you got coming up on your channel, please.
Well, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing more Bobby Trey, aka Nutty Bud, aka Bobby Cray, as Jay called him. But yeah, and I definitely want to see what this go, how far Kayla is willing to go with this whole transaction. But all in all, I definitely enjoy this cross talk with you guys. I appreciate it. Tika for having me on as part of the panel. So yes, thank you. And for what I got coming up, yesterday I did a live recap of Lover Marriage Huntsville with Candy Love. If y'all into that show, please do check it out. I finally uploaded my little mini movie review of Wicked, and I also did a trailer reaction to Dexter Original Sins that actually come out this week, this Friday, actually, on Paramount Plus, Showtime. And Wednesday, Sisters, Tyler Perry's Sisters. We go live. We give our first reaction to the episode after it goes off. And Thursday we have I have a live recap review of Married to Medicine. Yeah, and that's about it for me.
All right. Awesome. This has been fun. Monique, thank you for kicking it with me and everybody. We had a good time. Next up, y'all, the one and only Vacate. Matter of fact, let me go before Jay, because Jay always have that magical, if you don't mind, Jay, he always have that voice, that magical outro situation going
Outro.
on. Okay. He always got that part. So with that, y'all, real quick, I'm gonna try to make it quick. But with that being said, I do have Virtual Club Eden coming up this Sunday with my girl EJ, the TV Junkie. And of course my recaps of All the Queen's Men. I also have Too Many Christmases. It was a press junket that I did today that I will start my 5 days of Christmas, where I will literally talk about 5 Christmas episodes. That one video will come out soon, and then after that I'll give you 5 days worth of Christmas films that you should be watching. Dexter, listen, Monique, we on the same page because I like crazy, bloody, gory stuff. So I'm definitely going to be locked in and prepared for Dexter, the Dexter origin to come on back. I'm looking forward to that. I will definitely be giving recaps for that as well. And y'all check me out on Perry Necessary. Perry Necessary. We was talking some stuff about sisters. So, them chicks over there, they aggravate me. But, it's great to have that conversation with Jeffrey Jordan as well as Sir Darrell. So please go to Perry Necessary and check out that conversation. And for me, my thoughts on that moment where I just knew Bobby Trey was like going to be somewhere out in hiding. However, we find out that he has cut the deal. So that means that we should definitely be getting more Bobby Trey on the upcoming season, and I am absolutely looking forward to it. From my understanding, Cross should be coming back around the springtime, but when I find out the exact date and time, I will definitely give you guys the accurate time, okay? And thank you for everybody for tapping in and tuning in and kicking it with us all. And now I'm going to turn the table over to the one and only VKJ TV, who helped me bring this little crew together for Crosstalk. So here we go, Jay. Thank you, and here we go.
Thank you, Tika. Great job, Tika. Again, appreciate you for hosting this, curating this right here. Definitely a great time with you always. You know, you're my partner in crime. We've been doing this for a couple of years now, so we're going to keep doing this. So salute to you, and thank you for being that chief executive of public relations and bringing the guest on. We appreciate you as well. So family, my thoughts. Listen, I'm looking forward to Bobby Trey. I'm looking forward to his story. I'm looking forward to what's going to happen with Samson and Cross, of course, and their story. You know, it's going to be a whole lot of I think it's going to be a new criminal coming through. I don't know for sure. I'm not writing the show, but I'm looking forward to what's next for Cross. All right. I'm excited about it and what issues they're going to touch on, because we talked about a lot this evening. Right. So what's going on with VKJ TV? Well, family, I've been doing some experimentation. As you can tell, I'm talking on this mic right here. So I've been doing some product reviews. Also, I've been talking about some movies. So there's a couple of movies that's going to be coming out in December and January. Lawrence, you mentioned it earlier. I just dropped a video on the 688, Tyler Perry's 688. So definitely check out that video. I broke down exactly what it's all about and the theaters it's going to be in. It already came out. And again, that's coming out on December the 20th. Also, I dropped a trailer breakdown for Both Eyes Open with Gail Bean from Snowfall and P-Valley. So definitely look out for that. Look at that video right there. And of course, we're talking entertainment news. So we're talking about, of course, Kendrick Lamar, Drake. We're talking about all types of stuff. I just did a live talking about Jay-Z's scandal that's going on right now as well. So definitely check those out as well. So we're going to be expanding VKJ TV to a whole different level this coming year. So just look out for all of that. Definitely hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. You already know what it is. Your man VKJ. Man, keep it locked, because we got a whole lot going on, family.
So listen, I'm just talking up a storm and I'm on mute. But with that being said, thank you everybody for tapping in. No, I don't have a special outro or anything. I'm gonna just play this little night driving. Thank you to the audience for tapping in, tuning in, kicking it with us. I absolutely appreciate you guys. You all have been amazing for hanging with us for the last 4 weeks. Thank you guys for those super chats. We absolutely appreciate it. We don't do this because we have. I don't want to say we don't do this because we have to. We do it because we love it. Like, we love talking about different films, projects, anything that people are working on and content that they're giving us. We absolutely do this because of our hearts. And so we just thank you guys so much for rocking with us. With that being said, y'all have a great night and stay ruthless.
Salute.
Hey.